What is up, everyone? Beast Mode back here with another BCS tournament. It's been a while, so I figured I had some free time tonight, so why not host a free tournament? Good practice for upcoming events. I do have some guests, I guess, that are hopping on to hang out and chat on stream. So as soon as I get this set up completely, we will get them on. And yes, I think we hopped into the tournament in the middle of round one, which is typically when I get on to stream. So, stack tournament per always. You can see a lot of the big names here. Carpath. Let's see. I'm going very quickly, so I might miss some people. OG. We got 10 foot, of course. Alex Demands won a tournament. Let's see. I think Ludo is in this tournament as well. I might have. I thought I saw them sign up. This is single elimination tournament per usual, free to enter. We don't really offer many prizes except the fact that you could have a role in the Edison War League server, and hopefully we're able to run the BCS Championship tournament again like we did last season. I'm not sure how many of these we're going to be able to get done this season, just because time is tight and there are a lot of tournaments that are being run at the same time, so it's a lot of competition. But anyway, let me see if we can get a few peeps on here and let me know if things sound appropriate. Let me tag the server and let me grab um, the next host, I should say. Yes, that's what we'll call hosts. The host who will assist with the stream tonight. Where am I? I haven't done this in a while, so it takes me a second. All right, let me see if I can get them in here. And let me send another message out here. Da 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 da. All right, so let's see who we can watch first. I didn't even see who's still playing. Looks like OG is still playing. Let's just hop into that, give you guys something to watch. Uh, OG. Oh, their name is not OD. It's Damon, I believe. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. It's possible. It's very possible. I don't know what's going on. What is their name on here? Oh, this is tournament right here. Let's banish that there. The sound. Um, all right. Let me see who we got here. I'm trying to drag them down. Alrighty then. I think we have one host. Hello. I'm hoping everybody here can hear us. I'm just trying to get my settings right. I haven't streamed in a while. I crank you up. It's yeah, it has been. Oh, Snacks here too. Yeah, I figured three of us would be good because in case a child wakes up and I have to run. I think you could definitely carry on your own, but you know what I mean? It gets boring talking to you, so let me see here. Let me just let everybody know that we are streaming, and I don't like making a bunch of announcements, but am I not live? Is it not my screen? It's my screen, right? Oh, on Discord. How do I do this? Okay, just click start an activity. That's not what I want to do. Oh yeah, share my screen. Wow, I am like awful at this. Okay, there you go. I didn't know. Usually people hop into the games, but whatever you guys want to do is fine. Let me just tag over that. Yeah, I just hopped into this. I'm not sure anybody really wants to watch these two play for 3 hours. Is that a real deck? Let me see if everyone can hear us. Everyone sound okay. Once we get set, the first 10 minutes of the stream, we will be good to go. Just got to get everybody on point with sound and all that good stuff. So how's everyone doing? What's going on? Oh. Oh, swapping it up, huh? Oh, it is hard to play, I'm sure. I have never played Frogs in my life. Is this like Dueling Book way too loud? I feel like it's like always way too loud. I don't know. On the stream. It sounds like you're a robot and you're karate chopping your own throat every syllable. Really? Shit. Um, Maybe it could be because I am streaming and streaming to you guys. A bit of a lag. Okay. Let me so what I'll do is I don't know, I've never had this issue before, so I will stop streaming my screen and you guys can hop into the game and we can just like the match. Or is that too much work? I'm sure it's too much work, but because I'm not sure why. Maybe my internet just sucks. It's that cricket crap probably. Pay like $2 for it, so all right, let me stop this here. Let's not disconnect. Just stop sharing my screen. All right. That should help with performance. I hope. That's not good. I don't know why. I've never had this issue. This is what happens when you don't stream for any amount of time. Open widget. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, what in the heck? Let's see. Let me fix this crap. Anyway, it's been hot as hell lately, and I am hot and bothered right now. Uh, let me see here. Why are we having issues? Let me refresh. You think so? What is going on? What is going on with my piece of crap? I think that I think it's good now. Okay, sack phase is here. I hope it's good. Um, I do think that I don't know if we call it Machina. I'm not sure, but I usually call it Machina, but whatever. Could be. Yes.
and now he's playing against Machina Control with a. I guess that's Black Wings. Yeah, this matchup is. Oh, this is. I don't know what this is.
I'm still messing around with stuff here.
Okay, maybe he's not gonna send it, but I was thinking he might send Jinzo and Jinzo Returner, but
Peach.
better than Stratos because they immediately summon an insane boss monster every
Yeah,
time.
and this card is insane.
Can
Mhm.
everybody hear now? Let's hope. All right, I
But
think we.
obviously, the problem is that they're not as good turn one because if you don't have the Fortress Engraved, they just get you something that's like half a card basically.
Yeah, but I still think that Gear Frame is really good early.
Hmm.
I like it because Stratos is a big part of the format. So the fact that it crashes with Stratos and it's not a minus when you do that, and the fact that it's just pressure, like 1800 against GBs, like summoning a Gear Frame turn one is a problem for that deck
Hmm. Yeah.
immediately. Um, yeah, it's just one of those cards that it adds to the theme of the deck because every card in the deck is a +1. Pot of Avarice, Raikou, Hamster, Gear Frame, like they're all just it's Caius, like they're all just +1s.
Hmm.
And this deck will outplus you if you're not careful. And there are builds that the build that topped Indianapolis by Steven, he played triple Yada. So I imagine he
Right.
got even more +1s by people touching his cards.
Yeah. I wonder if SoFlo has like a gear frame plus limiter removal, this could be game, right? It might
Yeah, that would be game.
because he
Frat.
has it normally
Okay,
at this turn, and he just shuffled back 3 gear frame. This would not be game.
I gotta turn you guys up a little bit.
Yeah, no, 5,000 plus 19 is 69. Which
Because I'm thinking whatever he does here is going to get blown up by the by the over dragon. So
that's if Damon makes it to that turn though. I tell people all the time, like, I understand
oh
Future Fusion can do a thing, but you might not make it to that
E-
turn. Like he's
El-
look, he's at 3,600.
yeah, Eltonin is a cool card, but I wonder if he's playing Valleys to make that live.
You know what's a
Yeah,
cool
that's a good
card?
question.
Royal Decree. That card's busted right now, I feel.
Yeah.
You like that card?
There's like 20 decks running around with like 15 plus trap cards.
Hmm.
It's yeah, especially with
That's true actually.
all the draw traps coming in too. That's just like nope.
Yeah, this might be a good time for a decree deck. I don't know what the decree deck that you'd play is though. Like, what's the decree deck right now?
I would say Christius Horn.
Probably
I
Christian
think
Swan.
Okay.
I mean everyone knows that I love Christius Horn right now. That's like my that's I'm calling my shot. I think Christius Horn is the next deck to have a big surge. But oh okay. It's not that it's
Cyber
only
Dragon. Yeah, this
2,000.
isn't. Yeah, this isn't that big of a deal. I mean, like you said, Snack. All of these cards technically are doomed in two
Yeah.
turns anyway. So like,
Okay. This could be big. No, it can't. Never mind. There's nothing in the grave there.
so I guess he's doing this to play around Caius because I don't see a
Hmm.
reason why he's going this hard with the Blizzard unless he doesn't want him to have Caius material on the field. Which Caius right now is deadly at 3,600 life points against your Just Fortress if that's all he did. So I don't know if that deck is playing Caius though. Is the thing. Like I don't know if SoFlo's deck even is. Yeah, I don't know if this is playing Caius. I mean, I would assume so because I see Hamster Echo Caius, but like the deck is so different looking at the same time.
For sure. It looks like all his backer removal's gone too, unless he has a heavy. I feel like Damon or OG has to have Road or Solemn, right?
Oh shit, there's the
Oh, we're about to find
heavy.
out.
We are about to find
About to
out.
find out. Bruh, I can hear.
There it is. Okay.
All right,
He's getting dangerously low.
1,800. But he's up in cards.
Because now
Yeah.
an Eltonin would be huge here for SoFlo.
So what does Eltonin do? I actually don't know.
It
I
just
don't know.
sends every face-up card from the field to the grave, except for, and it specials itself for free.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it would be a good card right now.
It
And
destroys or
it would
sends?
it sends, so you can't even
Oh
start
shit.
us to stop it or like road or anything.
Oh.
It's a really, really powerful card, but unfortunately it's hard to make it live because there's not that many good light machines. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would come out at 1,000 attack and it would send both those monsters to the grave.
I imagine Damon's setup is really bad right now, considering he's summoning blizzards and stuff with no effect. Like that can't be good.
No. So you know Damon,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We are very good friends. That's OG, aka Gary, you.
Got it.
He's in
Thought
our
so.
group chat with like me, a true hero, and everybody.
Okay.
Very interesting side right here.
Huh.
That's a very, very interesting Sidra to me.
I agree.
Oh, Echo is here.
Do we have honest? Do we have honest? we that's why you summoned the blizzard. Okay.
Okay, so it's also preventing. So now SoFlo got full value out of everything because like Future Fusion didn't blow up all his cards. In fact, he traded that Future Fusion for like several cards.
He hasn't normaled yet, so if he goes for a Delilah, he can pop the last back row.
Yep, I bet he wishes he.
Or would you go for Raiko here? Yeah, I think you go Raiko.
So there's one more pot left if he placed all three. I assume he would. He needs a pot bad though, because like a lot of the gas is in the graveyard or banished pile or whatever. I think there's only one gear frame left.
I have to ask, what's the deal? What do you think about all these legacies and Jar Greeds? What's your opinion on it? Both of you.
Oh, this is huge.
That is pretty big. You know it's hitting Raiko. That's a good feeling. You have to deal with Raiko for the rest of the game. Not that there's going to be much game left, but you want to go first, Snack? On Beast Mode's question.
I actually don't have a really strong opinion about it. The Yadas. It feels like a exploitative kind of a thing where go in cycles where once everybody starts playing the Yadas, people are just going to start disrespecting back row and stop hitting it blind. And
Yeah.
it's going to start getting less value, and then people are going to switch back to playing real traps, and then it goes
It's a cycle.
back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like it's going to be a cyclical thing. So the build that just almost won the RBET, the Frog deck, that was really interesting to me because Frog is a deck that went from a no trap deck to a too many trap deck, in my opinion, to like a refined trap deck, and now it's this draw trap deck. But what that's doing is I feel like Frogs constantly, and I'm talking about Hero Frogs. If Hero Frogs keeps reinventing itself like that, I think that is a good spot for that deck to be in, because if you don't know if I'm on Mirror Force or Torrential or draw traps or discard traps and all that,
Yeah, it's hard to play.
it's very tricky to play against Frogs if like they set a back row and they have Treeborn. You're like, oh, if I kill the Treeborn, it can't come back. And then they're like, you kill my Treeborn, you commit it to the field, which is exactly what I wanted you to do. And then I go draw, activate Yada, draw, bring the Treeborn back, and then Monarch you. It creates like a lot of interesting situations. But at the same time, if you play into a Mirror Force or a Torrential and you expect it to be a draw trap, then like you're just kind of sick because you commit too much to the field. So it's
That's
tricky.
a very interesting play that SoFlo made to me, because he could have just summoned the Eltonin and wiped the field.
Might have been a mishap.
Because you could have summoned it at 1,500 attack, wiping the field and then attack.
Oh, wait a minute.
The last card.
Probably won't matter.
The last card.
I think it's very possible that along the lines that Snack says that the Jar Greed and Yada could actually really change the way the format is played right now. Because you have to think the reasons why the card's even played right now is to stop the big three decks, right? Or to at least Frogs from hitting back row, Blackwings from Icarus back row, Raikos for just like that's Value's cup of tea. They flip and they don't even think twice, just hit back row. But you're gonna have to think twice now. And because it used to be very easy to just say it didn't matter what monster was sitting on the field, they just go pick apart back row because that's the biggest threat. But now if you're going to be hitting back row in their Jar Greeds, is that really good? It's probably not. So I think you're going to have to think
not
twice.
Good if you're flipping a Raiko into a Yada or a Jar.
Yeah, of course, if it's damage step, it's a different story. They can't respond. But I'm saying I think that you now just can't be like blindly, closing your eyes and just like, oh, I have a Raiko, I'm just going to hit a back row.
Yeah, but then that makes actual traps really good then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
I
think you
think this
actually have to
only really
change.
matters for the good players,
Wow,
though.
wow. That's such a huge punish for not attacking over the Kalut.
I often see too many times. I feel like people should be hitting monsters more frequently. I think it's probably the right play 90% of the time to hit back row, but I feel like people don't even bother to think about the monster on the field. But again, I think that's going to change now. If you hit a few Yadas during a tournament, you're going to be upset.
Yeah.
Yes. Because in a grindy match, it's just game. Wait, what SoFlo's going
Yeah.
crazy? What is
Yeah.
happening?
What's the big deal? Did they miss lethal or something?
Wait, you go. Okay, wait, got it.
You already know what's set.
Why?
No.
What on
It's a
earth?
hamster, and hamster would be game because it's 1100. I'm guessing is what he's saying.
I mean, honest would. Yeah, he's probably not playing honest. Yeah, so it's got to be
You
hamster, right?
knocked Raiko, and I missed it.
Huh? Oh, wait, what?
So what did they do? What
Oh,
happened?
he didn't banish it from deck. Okay.
Oh, I asked if you had any more copies.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean,
I mean,
I think that this is fixable. I think that he would just.
this is probably
Would you just
Bit-
draw another card?
Yeah, because it doesn't change anything when you really think about it. Like you're in a situation where you're literally top decking, right? So like if at any point you draw the card that should have been banished, it should just be a different card, and I don't think it's like that crazy of a deal personally.
in a free tournament, but
Yeah, I like if I was
Yeah.
judging this, I'd be like, okay, it's it's possible that you could miss that on DB or whatever. Sure, just draw a different card.
Would we rewind to the beginning of the turn or what?
Yeah, that's where it gets. So that's
yeah,
the part
that's
where
the
it gets
tricky
tricky
part.
because I'm looking at it now, and we're in Damon's main phase, so it's kind of like, but no information has been revealed. So
So correct.
like nothing has actually changed. Like the card that Damon drew is still unknown to everybody
So
except
other than
Damon.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
Snack, you run it. I don't make calls.
Sure.
I still don't know how to respond to people in chat. Like, you have to type their
Because
name.
yeah, you do. It's really annoying. Every time
That-
I have to TO, it's
You
hard.
should be able to just like right click. I don't know. This-
Fuck. So would we go to? I'm trying to think if we would go to SoFlo's draw phase, basically.
Yeah, I feel like. I feel like okay. I think this is what has to happen. I think that Damon should put the card on top of his deck that he has in his hand right now. Like it should just go to top,
Yep.
and then we should go to SoFlo's draw phase,
And
and he draws a different card. Yeah.
If we're not gonna like make this a huge extravagant ordeal and like just
Right.
DQ people, then I think that makes the most sense. I agree with that.
Yeah, because I'd hate for a game that's game 3. Both players have one card each to be decided by like it's like a foul being called in a Super Bowl at the very end, like holding or something, and they're like
Yeah,
at the goal
it
line. It's
always
like
sucks.
okay.
Especially since this is literally for fun, in my opinion. So
Yeah. No, yeah. If this was $1,000 tournament,
yeah, then
like,
obviously that'd be the end of it. SoFlo is like shit out of luck. Right?
yeah.
Okay.
And I also think that if it was for money or some extravagant prize, SoFlo probably would have been a little bit more diligent.
I agree with that.
It's a Friday night. We're just here to vibe,
I think we're just chilling, talking Yu-Gi-Ohs.
Yeah. But yeah, Jar Greed and Yada are definitely going to change the way you play the format. And I've been thinking about it nonstop because it doesn't really affect me as a frog player. Like, I don't touch people's back row. I
No.
just don't
True.
play like that. I never, like, the frog deck bypasses so much of the regular format that you guys go through. Like, I'm playing Machina Control right now in a tournament, and it feels weird having to, like, get bottomless. And it actually
Yeah.
does something real. Like, I'm not used to, like, bottomless and deep prison doing anything relevant. So it's just interesting, or like getting heavy stormed for actual value and stuff like that. Like I'm experiencing all of these things for the first time in a while.
Yeah. See,
This is true.
at locals on Tuesday, I actually got dust shooted turn 1 by Blackwing, and they saw my hand. I had Dust Tornado, Call the Haunted, and like some other cards or whatever. And I just set 1, and he had 1 back row, and like he's thinking in his end phase, and I have like a Sangin engrave or something, and like I think I had an Airbellum or a cat in hand or something, and in the end phase he's thinking like for a long time, and then he just passes, and I really did not want to hit his 1 back row because I just had a feeling it wasn't doing anything, but I needed to Dust Tornado in order to set the call so I could use it on my turn. And of course, it was Yada. And then after the game, he was telling me, "Yeah, I really, really wanted to set Icarus, but I know if I set it, you're hitting the new set."
Of course.
Yep.
Well, that's another thing too. Like it really hurts. Like dust tornadoes now, heavy, right? That like heavy is almost in Go format. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't play a lot of Goat. Go heavy doesn't feel all that great in Go format at all,
It's
because
a
everything's
weird
displaying a
card.
million trap dust shoots and dust and jars. Like you don't get much value out of it.
Also,
Yeah.
with Goat format, you have the weird like solemn wars where it's like I have
Well,
to
yeah, that
set my
happens.
solemn so that I can heavy and make sure it goes through.
It's weird. Yeah, that's true with the Solemns, but I think that the Jar Greeds and Yadas really hurt probably value the most, just because I said like Ryko, flip Ryko, target back row has been the play
Hmm.
forever with that deck, and it's probably maybe it's still the play. But Icarus is like you have to play Icarus when you have to play, and usually they're hitting at least one monster with it anyway, so I don't think that changes a whole lot. But the Rykos hitting jars are gonna be it's gonna be fun to see.
Yeah. I'm just glad that I don't have to think about this nonsense, because I feel like as a value turbo player, this is definitely like a nightmare situation, because that deck does thrive off of its free pops.
Sure.
For sure.
Like when it goes first, it's so strong with the set Ryko play, and just like most decks, the best they could do is summon something like their floater monster and attack it, right? Like
Yeah.
summon their Stratos, summon their value, summon their card trooper. But now it's like
Set legacy.
the person could just set legacy and pass against your Ryko, and now you're in an awkward spot where you're like, do I flip the Ryko? Because like why would he set him a trap
Yeah,
if he
you're right.
knows it's
Yeah.
probably Ryko? You get into these
What-
mind games.
One thing that I do kind of do fairly often as a Ryko deck player is I've been doing this against Blackwing and Hero Beat for a long time anyway, which is I just will sit on my set monsters for a long time and like force them to be resolved in the damage step.
Yeah.
And so if you use it like that, and just sit on it, you can hit back row and like you're guaranteed that they're not going to chain like a Gemspark or Icarus, and that works for Yada obviously as well. So that's one thing you can kind of do, but it forces you to play more passive, which can be obviously
Yeah, I
detrimental.
love the sound of this
I-
snack. As a frog player, you doing nothing is my dream.
Well, okay, against frogs, I do not care. All your cards are fake, okay? All frog card, like that's something that you have.
You have to
like,
play
I
like
had
that
to-
against that deck.
Yeah.
You can't think around because they destroy you. There's too much advantage. They're just
Yeah.
gonna eat you
Yeah.
up. You can't do that.
You guys are absolutely right. You know,
As
it's
a-
funny, in the finals of Indy, I played against Oscar, who was playing Value Turbo,
Mhm.
and
Sorry
I
to
went first
interrupt.
on Summer Stratos.
I'm on Wayne right now.
Oh.
Wayne,
Wayne bang me.
yeah, they're in round 3. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to get everyone
You're
on the
good.
same page.
Oh, no,
Okay,
no.
sorry.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going into Wayne Bang Me as well. That
That's
sounded
an-
so crazy. Do not clip that.
That's a North Carolina nickname. Um,
Uh,
go ahead about Oscar.
I was playing against Oscar in the finals, and game one, I summoned Stratos, I set it back for I passed, and then he goes like Rhoda, good Greffer, summon, pitch Soroko, summon Armwing, attack, and I mirror forced him, and the game ended immediately, like just straight up. And it's one of those things where you're right, you do have to play extremely aggressive against frogs really to like have any shot, because if the game goes long against the good frog player, you are just going to lose realistically.
Mhm.
But it's just funny how powerful the board sweepers are now against people because they play
For
like
sure.
that.
For sure. Yeah. And that's why Heavy and Gores, I think, are like the two
Oh my
biggest
God.
cards in Frogs. Oh my God. So
Y'all see this Mirror Force? I've
That is.
seen a Mirror Force for
wait.
4
Oh, they
years.
popped it. They popped it.
they popped it. Right?
Oh,
That would have been
okay.
dirty.
Shadow?
I was like, I was so scared. I was like,
But I don't understand.
oh my God.
What's up,
did
Victor?
Wouldn't they pop too? I don't know. Whatever. They conceded.
No,
this
I think they were popping the other one as well. And yeah.
game.
Okay. That changed my perception. That was scary. I was like, oh my God, a Stratos Mirror Force for everything?
Yeah. As a like, I think the way that I feel most comfortable playing the game is always the advantage kind of game. So decks
Yeah,
like
same.
decks like frogs.
Yeah.
They
You ain't no
in-
advantage. You ain't gonna gain more advantage than that deck.
Yeah,
At all.
it infuriated me for like probably a year, and I was just, I'm on a team with like Dimitri and Corinna and a couple other people who are playing frogs, and
Mhm.
I just got so many reps against frogs. I despise that deck, but eventually, sometime in the past like year or so, I think I just somehow forced myself to
Figure it out.
appreciate playing the game as more of like a rushdown, from like more of a rushdown perspective. And
Yeah.
maybe it helped that I was playing Goat. In Goat, I like to play warriors because you actually, it's weird because I think in Goat Wars are kind of a control deck with like Kaiku and whatnot, and Solemns, 3 Solemn. But anyways, I think learning to play the game in a completely different way and it helped me appreciate the matchup from like a different lens and think about things in a different way rather than just like card advantage, which is how I prefer to play. But
Yeah, but
Yeah,
against that deck,
you
you
know
just
what's
can't do
funny?
it.
I love your video about like who's the beatdown, the Magic the Gathering, Philosophy of Fire stuff that you brought up
yeah,
a while ago. I
yeah,
think that is my favorite video on your channel, just
yeah, it's
because
my
a lot of
favorite
Yu-Gi-Oh
too.
players they don't know about that, and I think that
Hmm.
it's good that somebody brings that into the community. As like, if you haven't seen that video, guys, that I'm talking about, go to the Crow's Nest. It's on the Crow's Nest channel, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, look up the video regarding like the Philosophy of Fire, who's the beatdown that Snack did. It was probably a year ago now, but it is very, very good, and it teaches you how you should develop a game plan when you're playing, and not just necessarily play your deck the same every single game. Like, you have to know what situation you're in and how to change it up.
Yeah, thank you. That's by far my favorite video that I've ever made. And I was actually it's funny that you mentioned Philosophy of Fire because that's actually something that I was thinking about specifically in the Vayu versus Frog matchup. I think it's super super relevant
Mhm.
where you need to think as the Vayu player, you have to think of all your cards as how much damage does this do to their life points.
Yes.
It's not about like, oh, can I get, can I don't know. It's like often like you'll be like tribute summoning Sirocco just for damage. Like you need to do all kinds of weird plays that don't make logical sense, but you just need to think of them as this is closer to
okay,
killing.
yeah.
Even
It's a burn spell,
turn
right?
yeah, turns and turns ahead of like it's not just so oftentimes you have like, oh, I can put together the numbers for lethal, and if I can do that all in one turn, I'm going to do it. But if it's not lethal, I'm not going to go for it. But against frogs, you actually do have to start going for damage and not even have lethal necessarily in sight.
Yeah.
I
Dimitri said something really good that I liked in our video together. He said that the second frogs gets to a point where they have more card advantage and more life points than you lose.
yeah,
Yes,
he's
yes.
right. He's right.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of my games that I win with the deck, so I usually win game one a lot. Like in Richmond, I won every single game one for every round of
That's the
Swiss.
best game one deck of the format.
Yes, I won every single game one in YCS Richmond, and I won 8 out of 11 game ones total in YCS Indy. So
Jesus
I won
Christ.
a lot of game ones with the deck, and I feel like it's because the games go long, and next thing you know, it's just like I have life points and I have more cards than you. Like, it's really
Hmm.
hard to win from that standpoint.
Right. Well, it's a lot like that. It's, you mentioned the who's the beatdown. That's exactly what it is. Once the pressure isn't on you anymore, like what is even the threat anymore? Like
Yeah,
their only threat to you is the early game before you can get your advantage engine really going. So it's like, because one thing with frogs is they trade that first turn for setup a lot of times. Where if they don't
yes,
get a dupe block, like a dupe sub block established turn one or something, or sometimes like a Stratos swap that can sometimes block some damage. But oftentimes it's just like sub into swap or a normal summon swap and bounce. And it's just I'm taking damage, but I do it at the cost of getting my engine going.
yeah, 100%.
I would say for frog, like for zombies for a long time, probably a few years ago when frogs first came out, they had way more monarch. It was just like a more of a monarch deck, and that was really hard to play with zombie. Like the reality is, if you were setting recruiters and they had 4 rises and 6 Kaias, like you just couldn't win.
Yeah,
And then there was a period of time where the deck transitioned to less monarchs, but then they would main deck like 3 Battle Fader, Trag, Gores. So
yep,
you would be able to like zombies were a threat to the deck because you had the Book of Life and you had the potential to just OTK out of nowhere. But on the other side of it, they had if they had Battle Fader, they just reverse and killed you. Then
yeah.
about 6 months ago, people were like, Battle Fader sucks, stop playing, and they stopped playing it. So then I was like getting some wins on it. I'm like, I can beat this deck now. Like I can just win the game. And
Yeah.
then you all of a sudden decided to stop playing Battle Fader again, and now people are playing Lad, and I'm like pissed because
Oh, Lad is
yeah,
actually
Yeah.
ruinous to every deck. It is
it's
crazy how good
brutal.
that card is.
It feasts on
Yeah.
everything that's tier like 1.5 and worse, like
Yeah.
worse than that. Yeah, it's brutal.
Auto win against Dragon Turbo now. Like you just
Mhm.
absolutely win. You don't even have to think about it. You're just like, oh, your deck doesn't do a single thing. Like so many decks just get ruined by it. Simplified game state, you also lose.
Well, that's why Legacy I think is also being played now because like it's scary. Now you have easy chain where you don't go minus, right?
Right. That's a
That's a big
big
deal.
factor too. Because I see Lad in so many people's sets.
Well, when I saw Dimitri's list and I was like, if I, well, I am going to nationals, and I was like, if I even considered playing zombies, I have to be able to deal with Lad. And then this, of course, this RBT came out, and I was like, everybody else was thinking the same thing because triple legacy, some would triple jar. It's just the only way you can really. Of
Yep.
course, now people just aren't going to play the card, probably, right?
That
Just
will
side it
not kill
out
that
or not main it.
card anymore.
What was that?
They're using Stratos effect, but if you Icarus the 2 other heroes, that should not be destroyed,
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't do
No.
anything.
They
It all
still
does it on resolution. So
yeah, they still sent the solemn. So I'm gonna message somebody.
yeah.
I hope they don't play
Yikes.
triple Battle Fader again. So
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Triple Battlefield is a lot. Because it is a card that you have to side out a lot of the time anyway. Almost
yeah,
every deck can either do deck Devi or Foss Dyna or both. So it's bad every game 2 and 3 in theory,
I see.
but it is still a good card to me because the exact situation you described where people try to go for game, I just Battle Fader, and it's the best crackback deck in the format. Easy Econs, Miracle Fusion, Caius, like Brain Control Caius, we all pretty much agree that it's one of the best plays in the format, if not the actual best play in the format. It breaks every board except Titanium boards.
Yep.
So like if the deck can do multiple iterations of Brain Control Caius built into it, that's the
How do you
best
beat it?
crackback.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you go for game and your field is like Goyo, Brionic, Dark Arm, and I'm like, okay, I survived. Draw, Econ, take your Dark Arm, stand by, bring back Treeborn, go to main phase, tribute for Caius, attack over one, the other one's banished. Like you just lose all your cards immediately.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult deck to play against, especially like competent top tier frog players. It's definitely hard to beat. I think Black Wings is like the best deck into that deck into
Yes,
frogs.
I think so too.
Just because like I literally picked up Black Wings, I took Ludo's list, and I played in one of those small like premium format library tournaments, which like
Yep,
I don't know,
I
20
watched
players or
that.
something. Yeah, and I literally like slammed. I didn't play the deck well at all, and I made it to the finals like beating people I probably had no business beating.
I
So
swear you say this every time, and you top like 10 tournaments, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I
I
don't
don't
really
know.
know what I'm doing, but
True,
I was
true.
slamming.
Listen,
He picks up any deck. He'll top with Quick Draw. He'll top with Machina.
yeah,
He just
Diva
does not care.
Hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like,
like I play like an idiot most of the time. That's why. So
no, that's just not true. Beast Mode, you are such a sandbagger. Like you
True.
just aren't any of these things that you're trying to say. Like none of them. I don't believe you.
I got to get a W. Once I get a W, then we can talk. But until then,
All
Oh
topping
my
right.
doesn't matter.
god.
Well, start with nationals. You know what? I'm so like happy where I'm at right now with Yu-Gi-Oh that honestly, if you won nationals, I would feel so happy.
Oh, I
Like
hope so. I appreciate
it would
that.
make me so happy. Like I would be so because you're one of my favorite players, and
Well,
like
thanks.
I feel like you're also like a very humble person. You and Sizzle are like the two most humble people in the whole community.
We try. Well, I think it's. I don't know. I try. I don't because I think at the end of the day, it's a card game, right? And every one of us can be
Correct.
beaten. You, myself, anybody. And
Look, I'm X2 right now in a tournament.
yeah, you know,
Like,
it happens. You can't win them all because unfortunately, we're not playing chess. So there's a lot of variance. And you know what? There
yep.
are a lot of great players in this game. Players infinitely better than me. So I'm happy I'm able to do what I'm able to do. So
Yeah.
I take that.
Frazier,
But I would like to top Nats.
Goat format or JDZ is asking what deck claps up frogs. So what do you
Christia
think?
Sworn. Sometimes Black Wings, although I do think the Black Wing matchup is manageable if they don't have Whirlwind. But the problem is
Yeah.
you can't control the 28% of the games where they open that card. So like, good luck. But it's really Christia Sworn and Black Wing are the two scariest. I would say Christia Sworn is the most scary,
Mhm.
and then it scales from there
I
because you
wouldn't
just
use the
don't
term
know how.
clap either. I don't think anything claps frogs.
Yeah, I want to start with that too. I don't think any deck actually has a straight up like I beat frogs almost every time I
Yeah.
play it. That's just not real. There's
Would
no
you-
deck that does that. There's matchups that are like scary for it. Like I think Christie Sworn at best is a 50-50. And the reason I say that is because Christie Sworn has some hands that look very value turbo-ish, where they like setting monsters and they start off slow. And you just get ruined by frogs when you start off like that.
How do you feel about decks like Dragon Turbo or Amaryllis?
I think Amaryllis is insane. I think Amaryllis is just a better Dragon Turbo deck because it has auto wins that people might not be aware that they are actually auto wins. Like I posted a video today where on turn 1, I'm pretty sure I ended with like technically 8 cards or something like that, which is a +2 on turn. Like he didn't take a turn yet, and I'm just like, I had like 2 tokens from Dandelion getting milled. An Amaryllis came back on the end phase. My Lila was on the field. I had 4 cards in hand. And it's like my opponent didn't do anything wrong per se. Like I just happened to do a Dragon Turbo-esque thing on turn 1. And it does that kind of consistently too. Like it's not even like, for example, trade in, discard Amaryllis at any point, you know, in early game that's going to be a +1 on the end phase, right? Like it's literally a +1 when it comes back. So like it auto wins against people. And I didn't realize that until I played with it in that EWCQ, the last one. So to me, it's just a better version of like Dragon Turbo because it does more dueling. You have more control over the game, and I personally, as a good player, value having control over the game as opposed to like
For
Dragon
sure.
Turbo deciding for me. I hate that feeling.
Yeah. I think
Although Dragon
the
Turbo's good, just wanted
yeah.
to say that too. But
I think the plant decks have they have a nice matchup spread against like Vayu, Hero Beat, and Frog. But I
mhm,
think they are just so bad into Blackwing, and it's so painful.
yeah, I
That's-
tend to agree. I think that the Blackwing matchup for most decks, Blackwing is the gatekeeper of the format, which is why I will
Mhm.
never say it's not in the conversation for best deck in the format. Right?
Absolutely.
It'll always be in my S tier. It'll always be at the highest tier. Whatever the highest tier is, Blackwing's. I don't care how many tournaments Vayu wins or Hero Frog wins. Blackwing hasn't won Ultimate Times tournament yet, but it's won like 15 other tournaments.
Oh yeah.
And I'll always have that deck in the S tier because it gatekeeps so many decks.
Mhm.
Gets to
Yeah.
play
I
all the
mean,
best cards of the format.
it's weird because it gatekeeps like the more face-up aggro style decks, and it gatekeeps
Oh my gosh.
the control-y decks where it'll gatekeep like zombies and plants, but it'll also keep glads out. So
Yes,
it's
if Glads are doing well right now, and I think they're really doing well specifically because a lot of people aren't playing Blackwings and Hero Beat right now. And
Mhm.
that gives Glad Beasts like a free reign to kind of do what they want a little bit more. Like they can't deal with too many Black Wings and Hero Beat matchups. That Gemini Spark and Hero Blast are like
Yeah.
ridiculous cards. Like Hero Blast is like what kind of card? Like it's a bottomless that also pluses. Like what the hell just happened?
I think Konami must have just forgot that Alias counts as a normal engrave. Like surely
Yeah,
they just forgot that counts as a normal monster.
it's really bad. Like that's the one deck because usually Hero Blast is kind of ass against frogs. It's not that good against Blackwings either because like a lot of their monsters actually just don't get caught by it when they're already established. Like Soroka, obviously all the synchros that they make with Blizzard. And in awkward positions, it's like, okay, someone Blizzard bring back a guy, you're gonna Hero Blast now? Okay, sure. I can set Eggers attack after that. So like kind of awkward, but against GBs, there's no monster they could ever summon that isn't weak to Hero Blast. So it's just like,
That's
and then
true.
Test Tiger is way worse.
Oh yeah.
But that deck kind of sucks, Hero Beat. I don't know. I hardly ever lose to that deck. Like with zombies, you
Well,
better
that's the
win
thing
quick
is,
or that's it. Like
you're playing it. If you play a deck that is just happy to just stall and gain advantage,
I love
you're
it.
gonna beat. I think you're really good against Hero Beat.
Yep.
But if you play a deck like Blackwing or
Yeah.
Gladiator Beast, you can
Yeah,
have trouble
that's
just
true.
because of the. So it's weird how it's like Hero Beat is designed specifically to beat all the other aggro set 5 kind of decks.
You know what else I think happened to Hero Beat that I'm just realizing now as we're like in this very moment while we're talking about it. I think that because all of the Yadas and stuff are being played, it makes that deck worse again.
True.
Yeah,
True.
so I'm not going to take any credit for this, but Fullerton 1 year ago, RBTLA or whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
I went to the exact card store, and I was told that everybody was playing Hero Beat and Blackwing. So when I played Zombies that tournament, and the deck list didn't really get posted, it's on E3's channel, but I top 8 that event with Triple Legacy, Triple D Prison, and I played Triple Legacy because everyone was playing Blackwing and Hero Beat.
Yep.
Do you know how many I played that tournament? I played like
0.
4 zombie players and like 3
Yep.
Blackwing decks, and
Of
I think I
That's
lost to
crazy.
2 of them.
That's
But
funny.
there are Triple Legacy in that deck a year ago.
I think one of the things that made Hero Beat so good in 2023 when it was 60% or 80% win rate or whatever it was in War League
Oh
and
yeah.
all that. Like
Right.
I think one of the things that made it so good is that everyone was just playing real traps, and now the traps are all chainable, or most of them are like chainable. There's a lot of chainable traps which make Gemini Spark not as effective. Because
Right.
if I'm not going minus on Gemini Spark, then what is the point of your deck?
Yeah, that's the best card of the
Right.
deck, really, other than
Yeah,
Miracle
so it's like
Fusion.
so like and there's better Miracle Fusion decks. So it's like what is the point of your deck if I'm not even going minus on the card that I'm supposed to go minus
Yeah,
on?
I
Like I'm
agree with
supposed to
that.
bottomless your guy, you go pop my other card. But when
Yeah.
my other card is just like Chain Yada, we keep the same. Now we're at the same card advantage.
Yeah, you didn't get
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, like I'm not neg, and my deck is better than yours because my deck does real things.
Yeah,
Like
it doesn't summon a
Mhm.
1900
I
vanilla.
summon
Yeah,
Dark Arm.
yeah,
Correct. Eventually it's Dark Arm. Eventually it's Return. Eventually it's Burial. Eventually it's Miracle Fusion, stuff like that. Like it's a better deck.
Yeah.
does make
I
sense.
think
And
go
Amaryllis
ahead.
came into the format as a real deck.
Sure.
That is a super problematic card. All their cards target, so it's like, oh god.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, if you summon Titanial with plants, like Hero Beat just loses on the spot.
Yep.
but doesn't
It's
frogs
like,
have a problem with that though? Like aside from Miracle Fusion, like you really can't out the Titanium, right?
No, it's hard, but you know what's funny? I played against Amaryllis round 2, and playing Mirror Force Torrential on main deck literally won me game 1. I
mhm.
drew both of them throughout the game, and I used them both on Titanial.
Oh wow.
And like I was thinking to myself, if these were just like battle faders or something, like threatening roar, like I would actually have lost the game because I'm not clearing the titanium, I'm just stalling. But
Yeah.
like that doesn't do anything against that monster. So the mirror force, like one turn he got mirror force for titanium, the other turn he got torrential for it when he miracle fertilized it back. And then he took a long time to like he spent time doing nothing for a while. Like there were like 3 turns where it was just like draw pass. And you know frogs just thrive in that interim period. So like if I was just going battle fader, he doesn't lose his aggression.
And
And
you go
those
-1.
field wipers exactly. Those field wipers really make that matchup not as bad. So when people are saying like, "Oh, Amaryllis has a good Hero Frog matchup," I'm like, it might have had one in the past, but I think that now that there's 3 Miracle Fusions plus Mirror Force plus Torrential,
Yeah,
it's like
helps.
that's a lot of cards that actually deal with Titanium. Like I'm not saying that it's free, but it's way easier to deal with it now. I realize, like I won against that deck, and I was
Oh
like,
my
"Oh, that's
god, this
interesting now."
is an insane turn.
Yes,
It's really
this reminds me of
Titanium
the True
Turbo
Hero.
too. It's like the Amaryllis is just there. That deck just feasts with Titanium the whole time. You
The
don't even
Yeah,
Titan,
want to bottomless it. It comes back.
yeah.
Crow it. It comes back. It's brutal.
Half the time, Amaryllis is just there for either damage or just another Titanial negate, so they don't have to lose Titanial.
Yeah, Titanium Amaryllis is the distraction of what's really happening.
Yeah.
They're beating you down with Titanium the whole time.
yeah,
Um, but this is what is this?
yeah.
Is
Then
this
they
Diva
have the
Hero?
other.
Yeah,
Yeah, is this Diva? Yeah, I think this is Diva Hero actually.
it is.
I mean, it looks like it.
I've been talking to it.
So
Um,
I
go ahead.
think I think Carpath is in like top 8 with Neospatian, so we can check that out if this one ends.
Yeah, once this finishes up, we'll.
Yes, I would love to see the triple Dark Panther deck. That card, that card. I love that deck that he plays is actually really sick with the Dark Creators and all that. Like I'm a fan.
Well, we got some people in the chat here. King Ray says just main 3 Book of Life. I don't play 3 Book of Life. I'm not sure any deck other than the instant zombie build. What do you think about instant zombie build into frogs? Do you have a problem with that deck? Because I believe it
So,
does deal with
so
frogs pretty well.
I think you're right in theory. Like on paper, that sounds correct. However, literally no one plays that deck. So I have never played against that deck in real life. Like I've never gone to a tournament or entered a tournament even online where I played against it and I was like, oh man, this matchup is like scary or anything. Like I've never played against it. It was like
Oh,
a flash in a pan, whatever they call it, like
yeah.
last year when they won that one tournament and everyone was talking. We all made videos about it and all of us did great. And then it just completely disappeared like the Gemini deck from last year.
I haven't seen it top
I don't
anything
know.
really, other than Fitz. Fitz did top with the Diva instant, with a couple instants in his deck. What he got second place in one tournament. But other than that, it's just been me with a couple offering tops and Jake there with the hero
Yeah.
zombies. But
I think
Yeah.
you three are kind of the 3 that seem to have the most success with zombies, I think. You,
mm,
Yeah,
Fitz,
every
and
time I talk about zombies, I just bring up beast mode.
yeah,
It's just like it's like beast mode, Jake, and like James Ark had that one moment when he's playing Ultimate Offering build. I think he kind of popularized that.
oh
yeah.
wow, okay. That
Actually, that
I
happened
might
in one of these tournaments. These tournaments produce some pretty good decks. We had
They do.
Zach's Vayu Turbo list win the first one.
that was funny.
Uh,
That was the last BCS we ran
yeah,
was Vayu Turbo with the merchants
Offering
and Reckless
Zombies was
Greed.
on here.
This name is so ridiculous. Why you Turbo
Vayu
Turbo?
Turbo, yeah. I
Is
don't
that
know.
game?
That's the one with the reckless grease. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Merchants, Reckless, yeah, it's just like all
Yeah.
gas, literally no brakes.
Yeah, I like that deck, but it's just so funny when I watch his replays. He literally goes balls to the wall, do not care,
Yeah,
like try to kill you.
Absolutely.
literally throws his hand on the table and it's like, good luck. If you got it, you got it.
Yep. Who won
Where's
this?
Carpath? Let's see. Let me find Carpath here.
Raw Noodle.
Okay.
So
So
Carpath.
let's check out
Diva Hero's still in it.
let's check out that car path.
All right, Carpath's up a game, y'all. All right, let's
Damn,
see some
already?
more chat real quick. I don't want to just leave people here by themselves. If anybody has chat pulled up, feel free to fire off questions. and/or
Oh
answers.
wow, Carpath has been grinding on the ladder. He's up to 739 rating. I know
Ha-
he's doing some ladder grinding for his YouTube channel.
I play about
It's always
0
new
ranked
content.
games.
He's
0.
he's been grinding with the Neospatian deck too.
Yeah, he
It's
was in the EWCQ, but I just checked the standings, and I guess he dropped, but he dropped with a positive record. Like he's X2, and we're
interesting.
like round 6. I'm surprised. So I don't, maybe he just didn't want to play anymore. But
Probably
I feel
sick
like
of
because you can still
scheduling.
top.
Yeah.
Like I'm X2, but if I win the next 2 rounds, because the people I lost to are X1, like both of them, I feel like if I win my next 2 rounds, I'm pretty good to get into top 16. Like I feel pretty
What
confident.
is this a mirror?
Oh my!
Are
What
they,
are the odds of that?
is this a Neospatian mirror in top
There's
8?
no way.
Oh my
Silchus is
god.
still 5 and
Glad we
0.
have some spectators for the legendary mirror, he says. That's crazy. It is cool that Armageddon Knight is Stratos for Grand Mole, which is just one of the
Yes.
most insane cards in the entire format.
Yes. It's the only card that actually neutralizes Absolute Zero.
Yeah, and it's just so good against Vayu too, because you can just permanently lock them off of their set monsters or start bouncing back their armed wings. Grand Mole
Yeah.
is such a cool card.
Did you know?
Armageddon Knight is also just ridiculous as a monster. It gets
Mhm.
under bottomless trap hole. It's dark. It's a warrior. It's 4 stars. It
Yeah.
sends Plague and Gardener and Vayu and Sirocco and apparently this cross porter thing.
There's so many games where it's like just do not have Armageddon Knight so you can make a like it's basically a 1.5 card Brio, I guess. Because you do have to stack one, but it's just all right, and use another one to pitch. But Brio or Goyo just by itself is so insane.
Sackface has a question. Frazier, how come you didn't remember Silchus when you talk about zombies?
Yo, you are Sackface. You are so messy.
Silchus. Okay, first off, let me clear the air with Silchus. Silchus actually created the hero zombie deck.
Yep.
For those who didn't
Yep.
know, yeah, he's the GOAT when it comes to that deck.
He also is undefeated right now in the EWCQ. Like literally at this very moment, I just checked the standings. He is currently in 4th seed in round 6, waiting. Well, he doesn't play round 6 yet. He's 5-0, but we're in round 6, so he could potentially be 6-0 by the end of this round. But he's undefeated with that deck.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
bananas with the hero zombies.
He
He
and-
did have a little bit of a like streak where he kind of didn't play, had a few tournaments where he didn't do well, but
Yeah,
at the end of the
as
day,
we
he can
all
play
do.
out.
We all
Yeah,
have those periods.
absolutely. But he's GOAT with that deck, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Jake are really the two people who play the hero zombies, and it's weird. I feel like every time most people will pick up that deck, they're like, I cannot play this. It's so bricky. I just either, I lose immediately to any kind of interaction, but they make it work.
Well, that's kind of the thing with zombies in general. I see so many people post about how bad offering is in this deck, and I'm just like, well, I don't know. I seem to top tournaments with it, so maybe it's not as bad as you guys think. You might be doing
Skill
something wrong.
issue.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm like otherworldly, but maybe you got to reevaluate the way you're playing the deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of. I mean, I think what Freya does with quick draw is so incredible. The fact that she just tops over
Oh,
and
yeah.
over with quick draw is mind blowing to me because I don't understand. I think quick draw is such a terrible card with
Oh,
all the
you've
traps that everybody's playing.
yeah, you've come to the right place if you want to shit on quick draw because my channel is low key a hate on quick draw
Quick
channel. Like,
I think the deck itself is great, minus quick draw.
yep.
Like everything else is good
Yeah.
about it.
What stinks about when you take quick draw out, you just have your frogs, but you don't like. But what I mean is, you're so incredibly tied to your normal summon, but you don't have Miracle Fusion.
Yeah,
You,
that's true.
without quick draw, every single monster in your deck, except for Gores, is a normal summon. And they can just solve your normal summon and skip your entire turn.
Yeah, Drill
It's the
Warrior is just not
original
that good.
Hamster Echo Kai's deck, so naturally it is good on paper. But then quick
Yeah.
draw is so bad in the meta where 2 of the best decks literally main deck at least 1 oppression. Like both Blackwing and Vayu play 1 oppression in the main deck always.
Yeah.
And then they
Mhm.
side the other copy and they side Fossil Dynas and Vanity's Fiend and all
For
that other
sure.
stuff.
Well,
So
and
it's just like,
Vayu has Burial. That like hurts so bad.
yeah, oh, yeah, you can do that
Put
too.
that shit in
That's
the
so
graveyard.
mean. Yeah, that's so mean.
I mean, everybody's citing Dyna, everybody's citing Rug, everybody's
Compulse.
citing Crow, Compulse. Every single sidecar just murders that deck.
Even
it's-
me as a frog player, I have the Vanity's Fiends. So you just summon Vanity's Fiend and say go. I won't even attack with it. I'll just summon Vanity's Fiend and literally say go when it's
Mhm.
about to come back. It's like, okay.
And I've heard Freya say that she will side out like every copy of Quick Draw and just play, Debris princess or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause
Trash
that's good.
The
princess.
advantage dot deck.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually good. But yeah, Drill
yeah.
Warrior itself's
I
not even that great. Like at this point, what do you get back?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
let me
not.
get back that quick draw. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the thing with yeah, I don't know. The thing with drill is like half the time you can't even attack because you're like, well, if I attack into a deep prison, I just lose the game because I
yeah.
just like committed
Yeah.
20 cards. But then like all I'm doing is just bringing something back every turn
Yeah.
for no
Yeah.
reason to get tokens or something, and then they just
I
pierce through
think
them with Bora.
soul exchanging yourself every turn is really bad in this format.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what's happening when you summon Drill Warrior. You literally can't attack with it. So, like, you're just soft soul exchanging yourself for some reason. And, like, I think
Yeah.
the battle phase is a very important part of Edison.
Yeah. Not to mention that you also just can't play the best synchros in the format. You can't play Brio. You can't make
No.
Goyo. Like,
Yeah.
what do you
That's really bad.
You get to make Turbo
never make
Warrior, whatever it
Catastor?
is.
I never even thought
Yeah.
about that, but yeah, the fact they don't make the best synchros is wild because all the decks do. Even Frogs do the one junk synchron and make something.
You can never make like Colossal to play around Colute or Honest.
Come
You
on,
can
Nitro
like
Warrior. That card's busted, no? It doesn't do anything. It sucks.
I'm telling you, Nitro Warrior is just a 2800 vanilla half the time.
Literally. It's trash.
Yeah, quick draw. It's in. I think it loses to all of the like Christia Sworn, GBs. I'm sure like
Yeah,
Black
those
Wave.
are
I'm
rough.
thinking,
Those are rough. I think
yeah,
it actually, it's weird against Vayu. I think Vayu needs to find their blowout cards to win against Quick Draw, but
yeah,
their entire deck is blowout cards, so it's like they're
yes,
gonna find them. But you know,
yeah.
Yeah,
Vayu is a deck of 20 plus one ofs. There are 20. There are over 20 one ofs in that deck.
that's why the deck's so busted.
I've had games where I'm playing Vayu and I will mill like Return Burial or or mill like Oppression DDD or something like that. And it's just like,
Yep.
well, now I'm having trouble because I'm the advantage deck and I'm going up against Quick Draw and I'm gonna lose that. But
Yeah.
I topped 3 years ago with that deck, my first tournament ever, and I was like, after I picked up zombies, JG sent me the list, and I was like, this deck is so much better. I was like,
yeah,
I cannot play quick draw.
Yeah. Edison changed so much too, because that 3 years ago when like fairies were considered good and
Oh
like
yeah.
Laris was being played and all that, this is a very different world.
Yeah.
well the interesting thing I think is it makes sense to me that Quick Draw was so good when Jeff Jones won SJC Edison with it, because if you look at the side decks, there's nothing for Quick Draw in the side decks.
Yeah.
Whereas like I mean I can't blame them because it was such a short format, obviously. I mean
Yeah.
but people were citing things like Gotham's emergency call for like in case X Sabers were good.
Yeah. But
Right.
like decks
Hey, that's
back
so
then,
crazy to me. That sounds
yeah,
unhinged.
they never got, like, no format really did decks ever become great. You know what I mean? They were just, at the time, you played the best deck that you thought was the best, the cards, and
I think
3 months later, the next deck came out.
I think Tengu format. So the War League is pretty much over, and the results are in, and the format is named Tengu Plants for a reason because the best player in that format went like undefeated with Tengu, and it
With
wasn't
Tengu?
close. Like he's
Really?
like Luke Feeney. Yeah, he went 10-0, and it also won Vegas this year. So like the team with Silverman played Hero Frogs, Joshua Lytle played Tengu Plants, and then of course Chaos Turbo was Nishad's deck in the Goat section. So what I'm saying is Tengu Plants, I already had a speculation that that format actually still has
Was
the
right.
same best decks. Like
Wow.
the Agents and Tengu Plants are still just the best two decks. And the War League just showed the stats and it's like, it's really not close.
I played
Please
1
see.
week. I played zombies, and then yeah, I still lost
Wow,
to Tengu
this
Plant.
deck dev goes insane in the mirror. Are
Oh
you
my
seeing
God.
this?
Yeah, I did just see him lose it all.
He just decked out his entire hand.
Yeah, that's really. I'm looking at the graveyard of Hukuriku and all of his monsters in the graveyard. Every single one of them except this Kaiku are deck debuable. So this deck looks like it's very susceptible to that.
Oh my god. And now creator, this is looking rough.
Is this deck legit though? Like every time I
I
see
think
this,
it
I'm
is.
like, this is like
I
trash.
no,
I-
I'm
Is it?
telling you, I think it is, y'all. I'm sorry.
You think
I-
this is legit?
I think
think-
I think it has good matchups. That's what I want to say.
I think
it has
I
good
think
matchups.
I think if you play a control-ish deck, maybe not frogs, maybe it might be able to rush down frogs, but I played against this with quick draw and I could not lose because they just could not get through
Yeah,
what I was like my defense. They just could not get through it. So I could just stall and wait and just grind them down really easily.
I thought this
but
was
like
just
I'm
like a
looking at
card
this
path
like
creation.
this seems hard to do. Like Creator is just a really good
Creator's
card.
really cool, yeah.
Oh, that's a -1.
Another deck dev. Don't need to.
Yeah. Card path is at 600 though. I just noticed that. Like for all the
It
deck
is
heavy
true.
stuff,
Yeah.
he's about to die. So it's
Is
like,
this game 2?
yeah. So yeah, 1-0. It's card path 1 game 1, I think,
Yeah, he did.
and he is 7,600 life points away from winning this game.
I got some
It's getting
thunderbangers
to an
going on.
interesting point where you might even want to stack for plague just to get the catastrophe off the field because it's so small comparative to something like I don't know. I feel like this deck
Oh,
is
I see
going
what
to
you're.
summon
I
something
see what
big.
you're saying. Yeah,
But
it's
this is
probably.
good. This
Yeah,
is
he's probably.
good. You can make an 8 here. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
much smarter.
Also, the crazy part is next turn he could bring that catastrophe back.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
he
That
this
could
is
bring
deck does
8.
have some cool plays. All right, I'll give it to it.
I'm telling you, I think Dark Creator is an underexplored card. We only ever saw it in our Laris.
Colossal is interesting.
Okay, deck Devi again. Let us see. Share with the class. Hold on, share with the
Okay,
class.
yeah. D prison. Yeah, the knowledge is crazy.
All right. Well,
The knowledge is crazy. I think if I were to nerf one card, and no, actually, I would nerf a lot of cards. But my most hated card is Deck Dev, and it's
I think
disgusting.
that is one of the most unfair. I think Dust Shoot and Deck
Dust
Dev
Shoot's
are
busted,
just
man.
yeah.
Like obviously, Dust Shoot and Brain Con, Future Fusion, Whirlwind, these are all like
Yep.
disgusting. But Deck Dev feels like I just hate that it's so high variance. Like
It is high variance.
I've had games where I'm playing Cat Plant, and my Vayu opponent deck devs me, and it wins me the game. Like I had a game where it was
I think we
like
saw that. Didn't that happen in a Beast Mode Circus series? Like there was one a long time ago. I feel like you played that, and that exact thing you just described happened.
it might have because it's high variance. But I remember the time I'm thinking of is actually
Oh,
at Ribbit Orlando. I was in a side event for a secret first ed secret Dark Arm Dragon, and I played Dragon Turbo
Evolution.
against Hydro Pump game 1 or round 1. I beat him, and then I played. I don't remember who it was, but it was. I know Cameron was friends with this person. Vayu, I think my deck does well against Vayu. Beat them, and then I'm in the final round of the pod or whatever, against Vayu, and my hand is like Titanial Dandelion, and on his turn he deck devs me, sending Dandelion to the grave, and it just lets me normal summon Titanial. And I think my draw for turn might have been another Dandy or something too. So I just
wow.
normal summon Titanial with 2 tokens, and I'm like, well, now I win the game.
So
And
Carpath
then
What's funny?
is about to play in top 4.
Who are we watching? Beast Mode.
I am in right now. I am in Evolution versus SoFlo.
Okay,
Alright.
let me
I
go to
can't
that.
I can't watch a 10-foot game. I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
And I understand.
Yeah, I would rather gouge my eyes out right now. And
I love the guy, but you
yeah,
know, there's
the too
there's
many
a
think
pace.
emojis right now for me tonight. Carpath is about to play his next round, so we could watch a fresh match of top 4.
I honestly wouldn't mind that. A
Okay.
fresh match sounds
I
nice.
that sounds good, honestly.
Yeah,
Let's go for that.
let's get in because he like it's single elimination and they
It
just play and I
how-
I'm
like
really
that.
disappointed that he dropped out at EWCQ because I was hoping both me and him would end up at 4-2 and then we could play each other. Like I was low key hoping that would happen.
How often do you get to see Neospatians too?
All right,
Yeah,
Carpath's
like I have
hosting.
no idea how to play that matchup, and I probably would just end up losing because I just imagine that like when you don't know what you're doing against the deck for the first time. But imagine the first guy who played against Amaryllis, like they were just
Yeah.
so lost.
I mean, people. Nobody read counter. Absolutely
Yeah.
nobody read counter. I mean, because I remember in that RPET, he was like going like normal summon Raikou attack in, so you burn for like however much, and he would have like 2 counters in his grave and burn for like 4,000 or something
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
ridiculous.
people
but it
also
wasn't being
didn't
played
know.
right?
Yeah, people also didn't know that like it has to activate on the very first damage. So like you
Exactly.
can
Yeah.
literally attack with a Treeborn Frog directly,
Yeah.
and you'll both
Yeah.
just take 100. People didn't know that.
Now we know.
Knowledge is
glad-
power.
I really love decks like Amaryllis, Christia Sworn, these decks that still have lots of room to grow. And I think frogs actually also have lots of room to grow, especially with your
Same.
build and Dimitri's build. And I remember in the video you did with Dimitri, you were talking about with him about like, oh, do you think you could fit in Future Fusion Dandy? And I think that's a very interesting place to go with it with Lad.
Yep.
You know, because he's playing all those discard traps. It just seems like it makes so much sense with discard traps, Dandy, and Lad, and then the Future Fusion obviously giving you like a turn 1 substitute hard lock or whatever.
Yeah, Future Fusion is it's just a It's a card that is fast, and I feel like we're in a fast format all of a sudden. Like I feel like we've been in a fast format for the last 6 or 7 months.
It gets faster and faster as time goes on.
Yeah, I feel like games are decided so early. Like when I play test for frogs, I don't actually play an opponent ever. I just go into solo mode and practice my opening hands. I
Really?
just practice. I just go. This is how I practice for every single tournament, including the YCS India and everything. In Richmond, all the tournaments I've topped, it's always go into solo mode on Dueling Book, take my deck, and just go reset deck, draw to 6, reset deck, and I just keep doing the combos over and over and over again until they are like ingrained in my head. Because I think that Frogs is a deck that doesn't really need an opponent in the beginning. Like I don't really care what you're playing at first because I just need to make sure that my opening is correct. So that's how I developed the whole Strato Swap Frog is the best opening play. That's how I know how to do the Future Fusion plus Substitute stuff where 1-for-1 Dandy. Like I know all of those lines because I just like go in solo mode and I just practice them over and over and over again. And so when I play a duel, I look at the opening hand, I'm like, do I have one of those ignorant combos? Do I have the Junk Synchron plus level 2 or lower monster plus 1-for-1? Because that's an insane opening. And I just do those. And that's just my play testing.
Dang. I
So
play
this
DB
is-
randoms. That's how I play test. I don't even
mean,
go.
that's
I don't
also
even
good.
queue up to ranked. I don't give a damn.
That's something I really do like about Dueling Book Ranked is like you can just go in with like low commitment and just like burn some time.
Nah, I play
Yeah,
randoms
you know-
instead. It's better.
Oh, this is so huge.
Oh,
The
God.
Grand Mole.
Oh God, he just wasted Miracle Fusion on that. That is so sad.
It's so scary. I'm so apprehensive about Miracle Fusioning into an empty board, with especially if there's a back row. But
I don't think you should do that, like ever, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Yeah.
I did top
maybe
with the
against,
deck,
like-
so I have some idea with it.
maybe against like
yeah.
Christiosaur, Dragon Turbo, or Frogs, you could just be like, I just need damage. This,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
get
with
a
that.
feel for it.
I agree with Beast Mode though. I think that doing that is not what you want to be doing with
You
this
want to
deck.
get an advantage with the card. Like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah,
For
it should
sure.
always be a 2-for-1. I do not believe in Miracle Fusion if it's not a 2-for-1. At least.
It's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, unless you have. Obviously, there's times where you can't just say
Yeah.
that. But
There's
when
an
I played
exception
it,
to
I held it
everything, you know?
forever.
Yes, there are no absolutes. Even value has to be questioned in value turbo.
Yep,
be
True.
that's true. Good point.
He's so off the wall, but that's
I
part of
love
his
him.
brilliance. Wow.
He's one of my favorite player right now because he's just such a mad genius. Oh wow,
is.
Karpov ended up losing that game though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dang. I didn't realize life points. He keeps getting low in life points. I'm guessing that he
Yeah.
might have a frog thing where he sacrifices life points for advantage.
The deck's kind of slow, from what I know.
His
Like,
early cards seem to suck.
yeah, they don't do anything.
Like they're really, really bad. But once he gets like Dark Creator and
Yeah, so
those
his
kind of
late
cards,
game is nice. Okay.
yeah. But it's like it's a lot of setup. It seems.
Yeah, because 5 monsters in the grave is I mean, that's a lot of monsters you need in the grave, right? Like,
Yeah, and then once you start bringing them out, then the next one needs more setup. 'Cause you
yeah.
just removed some.
I think you're
and-
playing like triple Dark Panther, which that that has to be bricky at certain times, right? Like that just has to
Yeah.
be a brick.
I remember back when
where's the chat?
Carpath originally topped with like a Diva hero that was playing the Spacians mainly as a draw package.
Mhm.
And I really believed in that deck. I was like, this is so cool. Because I was on my, I think every once in a while you have a moment where you're like, I just want to draw cards.
Yes, I played Dragon Turbo the entire month of
Yeah.
April. The entire month of April, I was on Dragon Turbo. It
How
was
do
an
we
unhinged
have
month.
66 people in here and 11 likes? What the heck is going on in this
Oh,
room?
please like the stream, guys.
Come
What are
on.
you
We
doing?
got Fraser Smith. We have Snack from Crow's Nest. All the best in the business. And we got
This is
11
the best
likes.
commentary team right here. Like this is the
best
all-star team.
The All-Star team. There you go.
Yeah, you can book us. You can book us for your event.
That's
Like,
right.
We're like a catering
True,
service.
true.
And
Yeah.
we're called BCF. Bespo. Wait, hold on. Stand up. Damn it, BSF. BSF. There you go.
There you go.
Bespoke
There you
Snack
go.
Information.
That's it.
BSF.
3
Yeah,
Join
Musketeers.
us for your commentary.
I was just playing. I was like, I just want to make, stupid Diva with Mally, make Stardust, activate Miracle kind of stuff really early.
Yeah.
But anyways, I having played with Dark Panther a lot, it's interesting. I think the most common cards that you actually use its effect against are number 1, Cyber Dragon, just to contact it off, which is really funny. Because it'll copy the name Cyber
Oh,
Dragon, and then there's still a
right.
machine. So that's funny. You can copy
is-
Sirocco. Yeah, you can copy Sirocco and just hit over for 1,000.
Okay, wait, I like this. Okay, tell me more.
There's some
good stuff you
Come
can
around
do.
to it.
you can copy. So it's Sirocco, Cyber Dragon, Brio or Dad. Obviously, those
Yeah,
are
Chaos
you kind of
Sorcerer and Rise.
you kind of expect those. And then the last one that I copied the most, other than those four, was Stardust. Just because you can copy Stardust and then push however much you want.
Yeah, I like these.
So those are the main things that I found the use for with Dark
This
Panther.
guy looks like a football player. Is that the whole idea?
A good question.
Cross Porter.
Yeah, that's what I think of every time I see him.
Oh, I thought you were
Definitely
talking about
football.
Junk Synchron.
No. Yeah.
Junk Synchron looks like a field goaler or something. Like he blocks
There you go. He's yeah.
like a goalie.
There you go.
That's the word for it. I don't do sports at all.
No
but,
Wait,
sports.
you're right.
You
though.
live in
Cross
Philly,
Border
come
has
on.
the shield.
Aren't you guys crazy
BSF
about your?
Black Strike Fighter. I like that Sack Face Black Strike Fighter.
Aren't you guys crazy about the Eagles?
Well, Philadelphians are,
Yeah.
but I am not. I'm not into sports, and I don't like Philly sports teams actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm one of those.
it's all right.
Not my thing. You know what it is? I just hate being let down. And Philly sports teams lets you down so much. I can't deal with that. Like my dad, I've seen him like miserable. You know how on Sunday,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like I've watched too many games where my dad's entire week is messed up because the Eagles
yeah,
lost.
I don't have that problem. Well, I do now, but being here in Massachusetts,
That's
we
really interesting.
had greatness forever.
This-
Yeah, you get the brag on that. I can't say anything because I'm not a sports person, but I do know that Boston is insane when it comes to
Yes.
sports.
This turn has been really cool for Carpath. He had the cross porter on field into the Ab Zero. Granmole bounces the Ab Zero and kills cross porter, so he gets a search. And then his field is cleared for
Oh my god.
his field is cleared for convert contact, so he can pitch the thing he just got off the cross porter, and now he's dropping Dark Creator. And to bring back Armageddon Knight, activate the effect.
If you control no monsters, okay, so it's like.
Yeah, the entire deck kind of needs a clear field, so that might also be why he's taking so much damage.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I mean I like that he's making his opponent go minus by just activating Dark Raider though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are we thinking on?
We should not
He
be main
has to
decking.
play this. Okay,
Oh.
that could be big against Diva Hero.
Does he main deck DDV or he side deck DDV?
He should main deck it, honestly.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, there's a legacy. That's a new big move now. Heavy and chain my own legacy.
Do you want to? I guess you have to do it now because of the heavy. But that kind of feels bad because it's just getting DDV'd.
Wasn't he supposed?
Yeah.
Don't
I mean,
you
don't
have to
a choice,
chain
but yeah.
legacy right to the heavy there or no?
Wait, did he look at the hand or?
No, you can chain at any point.
What I'm saying, what happens if the Carpath doesn't chain there? Do you still chain?
Oh yeah. So you go heavy and you go, do you have any response? And then they go, no.
he
And you go, okay,
missed.
activate Yada.
Okay, I was
The
gonna say.
DDV missed. This is so bad.
completely missed. That is really bad actually.
And Miracle not live. Okay, there's no heroes.
1, 2, 3,
But this is
4, 5.
Kaiku seems insane.
Yeah, Kaiku's also one of that I'm sure he's not expecting to get hit by too. It's what you know what I mean? Like who people who play it, they play one of it. So it's one of those
Is that
annoying ass
Raiko?
cards.
That has to be Raiko, right?
I
Or
I
else-
see the draw.
I'm
It's
thinking
Goblin Zombie.
the
Okay. there it
torrential
goes.
window, the torrential window. Isn't that like wasn't there a big issue in GOAT where like when you summon and like pass prio and then they don't do anything, you chain torrential there, or you don't chain like
It's-
someone gave a
it's-
thumbs up or something?
Yeah, if you summon something like Kaiku
Yeah.
and you ask, is this okay? If they don't chain anything, you cannot activate.
That's what I thought.
Torrential.
Okay, that's what I was confused for a
Yeah.
second.
Okay, but what if I go summon Kaiku as a summon successful?
Yeah, so that's the other
Yes,
word,
that's
right?
legal. That's legal.
That's
You can
legal.
say like, do you want to negate the summon? That's why
Right.
the thumbs up communication can be weird.
Yeah,
and
because
then-
you're fishing for a bottomless, so you can chain torrential, right? But like but you're fishing for
Yeah.
Sol. You're actually asking for solemn, but I think that there's some people who are fishing for bottomless, so then they can chain torrential on top of that or something. But
right. Yeah.
that's why it's a gray area.
So this is one of
That-
the things why I said I don't like playing frogs on DB because I like having perfect communication and
For sure.
on real life. I'm like really good at it. And one of the things I do when I summon my monarchs is I just go summon. Is summon good? And they go yes, and I go okay, activate effect. I hate when people go summon Kais and they immediately activate and start targeting shit. I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just not how the game is played.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be playing in person and I'll summon Caius and I'm like, is this okay? And then they're like, I don't target, obviously. And they're just like,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, use prio. I'm like, it's not even prio, but
Yeah, it's not
okay.
prio.
That's not how that works exactly the
Well, then it changes
Yeah,
everything too.
and I've
Because if
been
they
solemn so much.
Okay, is this are we is Carpath getting the win here?
yes,
Wow.
Nice,
In
nice.
the
you should
whiff in
never.
DDV, but it gave him the information to go for game.
You should not want to summon Caius and just target anyway, because like that gives your opponent just free information. They're like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna solve this shit
Exactly.
now, right? I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Okay, well,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
actually.
you targeted my legacy, sure.
Yep,
I-
that's exactly right. People get free information when you play like that. So I'm always like, and it just takes long to do all of that communication on DB because people
Yeah.
get frustrated too when I do so many
Yeah.
thumbs up and stuff. They
Yeah,
like
for
they're
sure.
like, bro, just play, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to communicate with you because I don't want the game state to get
Yeah.
fucked up.
I think the funniest thing is when somebody's playing fairies or Christiasworn and then they get frustrated with me asking for thumbs up. I'm like, you chose to play the deck with hand traps, okay?
Yeah, like you're like Southern Stratos effect, and they're like, just go.
It's like, nope, no. I'm not waiting until I do something that you don't like, and then you say, wait, I'm gonna herald that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I've had because I've had situations where I'll like flip a Ryko into like 4 back row, and I'm like, is this okay? Are you gonna solve him now? And it's like
Yeah,
people expect you to just target. And it's like, no. You have to choose now.
yeah.
Diego
And that
Pryor
can be
on
such a
Caius.
tough decision because sometimes like you have like I don't know, you like if you hit the Solemn or if you hit like the Mirror Force, they just lose the game there. So you can force them to Solemn Mariko, which is really kind of crazy. Damn, I feel like Raw Noodle's been opening Future Fusion quite a bit. We've seen a lot of Future Fusion on this stream with between the Machina player and now Diva Hero.
That deck is the best deck of the format if you open Future Fusion. And the Nutty, like, if you open Nutty with Diva Hero, it's just so busted. Or it can
Yeah,
be
it
complete
really
ass.
I think you're right though. I think that this is
Draw
one of the
Future
best
Fusion with
decks when it
except for
opens
when
that.
yeah, except for when you have the Future Fusion and both Mally in your hand.
Well, that happens, yeah. I know that will happen.
Okay, but Future Fusion Dust Shoot is pretty good.
I was like so hot with that deck, one of the deck devastators at like 7-0, 7-1 or something, and then like top 8, the deck like puked on itself. I was like,
That's a true
damn.
hero's entire life.
Yeah.
Damn. Gilman, double
Better-
Mally, have a good day. Your tournament's over. Sayonara. Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel so bad for him too because it's like he's gotten to the finals multiple tournaments and just like got top 4 multiple tournaments, and that win just eludes him because the deck just decides at the last minute, like, I'm giving up on you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had enough wins for you know what? Pack your
Yeah.
bags. You're flying home.
Yeah, here's that Gilman you love. Here's the double malicious hand. Here's like
Yeah.
all of it.
I think anybody who's playing like Diva Hero or anything with Titanial, you know, we're just we kind of got the Stockholm syndrome. We're just we're just kind of desensitized to the bricks a little bit at least.
Yeah.
You gotta take the good with the bad, as they say. You just
I'm
hope the
at
bad
the
don't
point
happen.
where, yeah, because I know I've talked with Freya about it, and we're just at the point where we draw Titanium. We're like, nah, we still got this.
Hoping.
We got it. It's weird though, because I actually,
Oh, is that?
I think
Wait,
the
this
tournament
is Zombie Hero? Diva? Wait, this is
Yeah.
not Diva Hero. I've been so lost.
the Goblin Zombie got hit by DDV last game.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. Got it.
But I actually played against Freya in the tournament that I won with Vayu, and I actually did lose a game to her normal summoning Titanial against Vayu because it's just such an insane card.
The card's
If
busted.
you don't
Yep.
have if you don't have the right cards for it, you can just draw hands that just don't do anything to Titanial.
Yeah, it is. I mean, every time I play Titanium Turbo, I'm like, people just crumble. The Hamster Record Kai's engine is completely terrible against it. Like the
So
entire, all
bad.
3 of those cards are bad against Titanial.
Yeah.
You know what card's bad against Titanial? Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Sad face.
Wait,
Does it target?
It targets
It does
a
target.
Beaverton?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It targets. It can kill Reaper, but it's awful against Titanial.
Wow.
That
I
card is
didn't
just fun to
realize
play.
that.
Okay. There's
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Arms.
Another card that's terrible against Titanial.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you have to go 1 for 1 with that.
Like,
that's my
What other
favorite
deck
thing.
do you know that can just say Brain Control and Dark Arm don't matter?
I know. I love it. That's the best thing. I feel like plans give you that feeling of like I actually do control the game. You can
Yeah.
set up a board and be like, as long as there's no like Fossil Dyna shenanigans, I'm fine here.
Yes. That card is a god card against you, but everything else, there's MasterCard.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
against Freya, she did. I had like Card Trooper, Mind Crush set, and she had like a Rygo set or something, and like in the standby phase, I called Caius or something and hit 2 Caius out of her hand, and it just made her Avarice live, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Avarice
I
is
just,
decent.
I just blind because she flipped Ryko targeting Mind Crush, right? And I blind called Caius, and it just made Avarice live, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I'm kind
Blind
of.
Allure.
Is this okay? Wow.
Okay, that sucks. Junk Synchro would have been a good card to summon there. I feel like.
Is this a
Like
Ryko?
Catast or Attack Stratos. Oh, he doesn't have anything for Junk Synchron to bring back though.
What is this card? What is it? Oh,
Raw noodle.
damn.
Raw noodle.
So is that the final sound?
Dang.
Yeah.
I thought there was
yeah,
extra
we're going
O there.
to
Noodle.
We're waiting.
yeah,
we're
Ruben,
waiting on.
Santana.
Yeah, we're waiting on Evolution and
SoFlo.
SoFlo. And winner will play 10 foot.
Oh, great. All right, let's
Like,
see.
SoFlo almost got himself kicked out the tournament, but now he's almost in the finals. Look at that. Look at how fate can change.
Noodle.
They
rooting for
might be
Noodle.
done. The Evo
Yeah,
match.
because I don't see it.
Yeah, so we're gonna be watching 10 foot then.
Beastmo, have you ever played in one of these tournaments where you have to schedule your rounds every 48 hours with your opponent?
Yeah, so I played in the very first one, and aside from the little premium format library one, which has a lot of leniency, because like it's a premium status, so and they're small.
Yeah.
I don't play in them anymore. No, I can't.
Yeah,
it's too much.
This is my first time, and I'm having a bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
Like, I love Jazz, I love format library, I love all the things they do. I just feel like Yu-Gi-Oh players shouldn't be allowed to
schedule matches.
schedule their own.
Yeah.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh players should not be allowed to do that. We just can't be trusted to do. Like, bro, every time I try to schedule a match with my opponent, they're like, "Oh, I can't play until 3 a.m." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you realize that that's not real, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking playing you at 3 a.m. I don't care what you like. We will just not play then.
Yeah, you can just have the win. How about that?
Like, people are so ridiculous. They're like, "Well, I'm on UK time, so I can. My only hours are your 2 a.m. and your 4 a.m. and that's it the whole day."
Yeah.
24 hours. Those are the only 2 hours I can play.
It's brutal. The first one I played someone that literally lived on the moon, and like it was like a 37-week time difference. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm good, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be playing these again. So
yeah. It's just. It's like I was like, we should not be allowed to do this. And then also the other funny thing is like, so you have 48 hours to figure it out. And then I go in the Edison channel and format library and I check it, and people are like, "Can I get an extension? Can I get an extension?" And I'm just like, "Wait, you have 48 hours. Like, how could you not figure it out in 48 hours?" So now they're asking for extensions. And Jazz is a really nice guy, so he gives them to him. I would be like, "No, you knew the rules when you entered this tournament. You have 48 hours. If you can't figure it out in 48 hours, there are no extensions, none, zero."
But you also have to think like it's hard if you have someone who's like 6 hours ahead, like Eastern time, and it's like you work I work all day. You know what I mean? It's not like, and I can't be playing at work, and like it's midnight for them by the time it's 6 p.m. for you. You know.
Don't play.
No, I hear you.
I hear you. You should just not be like. I feel like people should just know their limitations. Like one guy was like, "Oh man, like I'm at work and my boss didn't let me go. I had to do overtime, so I wasn't able to make it." And I'm just like, that sucks, right? That sucks.
Take that L.
Like you lose now. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like you didn't show up. Like what do you want?
Sucks for you.
The only person I will tell you, one of the few people that I know have will literally play no matter is Rog. That dude will play 3 in the morning. Like. And another thing with these tournaments too, it's not like scheduling aside, it's hard for me specifically, and I'll speak for myself. It's hard for me to play high level Yu-Gi-Oh on the spot like that. Coming home, playing a match at 8 p.m. at night, and like that's why War League, I'm like average at War League at best, because it's like I'm very tempo based, tournament based. I sit down and play a tournament for the weekend, and that's it. I can't be doing this stuff Tuesday night at 7:30. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah, I realized that with myself too. Like I'm used to a tournament structure that happens all in one day usually. Like all the Swiss rounds happen in one day.
Yep.
And so when you're like, oh, like play one round and then go back to like making content with Six Samurai, I'm like, this is really weird for my brain.
Well, and like on a Saturday, you play 5 rounds, 6 round 7 round. Like you're in the zone. You know what I mean? You just stop playing. It's hard to do that 48 hours like every day. You could have a bad day at work. You come back, you're tired. Now you're trying to play a match. You know.
Yeah, I love Indy. They were like, we're playing all 8 rounds of Swiss on Saturday. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Let's get that done. Yeah, I would prefer that.
If I don't top, I want to know that I don't top, so that way Sunday I can sleep in. I get breakfast in Indianapolis. I can go out with my friends who are just like there or whatever. Like I don't have to
worry about
because like the worst thing is that Konami likes to do. I really despise this, but like for Raleigh YCS Ultimate Time Wizard, they did 6 rounds day one, and then they were like 2 rounds tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I'm like, so many people are not going to top. These tournaments are only top 8.
Yeah.
You're making people come here for 2 rounds. It's just like that's so sucky.
Yeah.
Why are they still doing top? Like, are they ever gonna change the top 16 with the right numbers? Like,
I don't know, man. They need to do a couple things. They need to update the pricing for like if you don't win or get second or third,
it's
you
trash.
need a mat. I think that the mat should be like an absolute zero mat or a Christia
Wait.
mat or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
For
rather
like
than
top
the
8, you don't
hamster.
get a mat
Yeah.
for top 8. I thought you did.
You get a
You do
hamster.
get a hamster
already
mat.
got
You
like
get a
half
hamster
dozen of
mat from
those.
an 8-man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. It'd be cool if they had like a special one that was like, yeah, like an absolute zero mat or something that was like specifically only for
Yeah.
top 8s. That'd be so cool.
Even if it was just quick draw, like I don't care what it is, as long as it was
Yeah.
only for top 8 of Ultimate Time, which that way the people who just lose in top 8 immediately get something, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you don't feel bad that you could have just played an 8-man for $12 and gotten the exact same prize. Like,
Yeah.
or your 8 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pricing is a problem for modern even though, because like I think that the giant cards from the side events are going for like more than some of the people who are topping the current events.
Yes, the
Yeah.
actual Time Wizard event has better pricing than the main event for what I
Yeah,
heard.
it's like I don't know how they don't just like print like a special alt art of like Ash Blossom or something.
Yeah.
And
It's weird.
it's literally like free money because like it costs them like
Nothing.
pennies to print one.
Yeah, nothing.
and then they would sell for like exorbitant amounts of money.
Yes.
So I just don't understand what the reasoning is behind not giving players like a special like printing of a card or something.
When I won Indy, I sold the JD for 6,000, and Silverman was like, "You know, you got more than the guy who won the main event."
That's just insane.
And I was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah, the ultra rare prize card for winning the main event in OYCS goes for 2,500 max.
Wow.
The plane ticket to nationals, which that guy Paulo is not even from the United States, so I don't think he plays in our nationals. But he's like, let's just say he did $500 plane ticket max. That's $3,000. He was like, also, you get a hotel room. What's the hotel? Probably like another $500.
$500 or
Sure.
the weekend, yeah, probably 3 days.
Yeah, he was like, and that's your. He's like, that's your prize. Like, you know, like here's your 3,000, 4,000. He's like, you got 6K for winning like an 11-round tournament. He played 16. Like he played 5 more rounds than you, and also like had to do a lot more. You know, like there's a lot more that goes into modern because of how ridiculous their game is.
Predicting the
like,
meta and everything too. Yeah, and
Yeah.
just like so many decks, you have to have an idea of what they do.
Yeah, it's just like it's really skewed right now. I'm like, there's no incentive, and now I get it. If you're not a YCS champion already, and you're playing modern, and you want like that's your goal, then that's because nothing takes the win, the
Right.
trophy, right? Like you want that trophy, and I understand that, but like for the people who already have like 5 wins, like Chris LeBlanc and Jesse Cotton and all that, like they might as well just be playing Edison at this point.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't disagree with that. Who's this comment section spam? This one, like, what are you spamming over here?
Yeah, is that a bot?
I don't know who that is. I don't think so. I don't ever...
Make me a moderator, King.
Yeah, I got this. Don't you
Okay,
worry.
I was about to say.
However I do it. I did see a comment here. What are your thoughts on zombies in this current meta? I think that they're fine. Probably maybe 5th deck, 4th or 5th deck ish, I would guess.
Yeah, it's in that tier. It's in that tier that's like it's under the big 3, but it's a deck that can absolutely beat all 3 of them, given the
Sure.
right player, the right day, the right time,
Right
type
bracket.
vibe.
You can win a tournament.
Yeah. Yep.
But
I have a lot of decks in that category. I think like Christia Sworn, of course, Dragon Turbo had just won a tournament.
Oh, here we go.
Zombies,
Game's
Glads.
going on now.
oh,
Oh, wait,
shoot,
who are
I'm
we
sitting here not
watching?
doing anything. Whoops.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Who are we watching?
10-foot and Evolution
Oh, Evo Team X captain here. We got to cheer.
versus the Team Bucks captain, right?
Yep. Playoff teams battling it out.
Winner will face Ruben Santana in the finals.
Wait, Ruben's in the finals with the zombie hero deck? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Carpath has to report, though.
Yeah, he does. Or I can manual him.
Someone... My opponent
got
has a
it.
no-show.
So, Beastmo, you are booked for nationals?
I am booked. Hotel, flight. I am 127% going unless something, unforeseen happened. But no, yes, I'm
Which I hope it doesn't. But yeah, I am also booked. The flights dropped $220 for me, thank God, because I wasn't going to book it when it was $600.
Oh, I think I'm in for about 3. I don't know how much, but yeah, I think
So
my-
it was
Go ahead.
600 at first for me, and then it dropped to 370.
Yeah, that's about what I am right now. To fly from Mass.
Yep. And I was like, that's doable. I can do 370.
When are you flying in?
I get in Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday night. I'm flying in.
I
I'll be
always
in
go to
early.
YCSs and stuff early to see the city and like have a full day where I like eat at restaurants and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in Friday morning by 10 a.m. So pretty much same
Okay,
difference.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good though.
Yeah, it's
You'll
not
have
bad.
the whole Friday.
I leave Monday.
Same.
Yeah.
Always leave Monday just in case I win because you never know.
Yeah. So that was my next question. Like, how do you get if you decide like to sell your card? Like, people aren't walking around with 6 grand, right?
No, so I guess for me, because I know all the vendors,
Yeah.
the way I did it was I sold it to a guy in California who he Zelled me and PayPal me the money because you can only send 5,000 at a time
Yeah.
apparently on Zelle. So he sent me the money electronically. He said leave the card with the vendors, like they'll basically buy it from you technically. Like the vendors will take it from you, and
Yeah.
they will be responsible for shipping it to me in California. So that was
Oh.
how I did it. And I noticed that a lot of people, because Konami won't give you the box for it anymore like they used to, but now they're like you can go to FedEx. The problem is depending on when the event ends on Sunday, because it's always Sunday,
Yeah.
FedEx might be closed or UPS might be closed. So if they're open though, you can Konami said you can get the exact same like packaging that we use to ship it to the event from FedEx or UPS. So they told me that there is a FedEx. This is before I sold it. They were like, there's a FedEx literally outside of the convention center, and they were right. It's like across the street in Indy. They're like, there's a FedEx across the street, and you can literally go in there and ask them to pack it up for you, and it'll be like $200 to send it wherever you want.
Oh.
But luckily, I didn't have to deal with literally any of that because that is a nightmare. Like honestly, I had anxiety after I won it because the card is also fragile, and like it gets dented easily, it gets scratched easily, and I just didn't want to have it. Like I didn't want to be walking
Mhm.
around with it. I didn't want the liability of it.
Yeah.
I knew it was
Somebody.
worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just want to get rid
Absolutely.
of it. But
Right.
Yeah. That was my question.
it,
Because like, what if somebody tries to wire you money and then take the shit back? That's my concern.
right, that would be awful. That would be awful. See, luckily I did know the person that I was selling it to. Like he's
Uh,
a pretty well-off guy in California. Like he owns a store and has a lot of resources and stuff. So I wasn't too worried about that. But that is a thought that came across my mind.
yeah. Like.
Or like, what if what if the car just shows up to his place and it's fucking mangled?
Yeah.
Like,
Obviously, you didn't do that. You know. I mean, what are you gonna do? But
yeah, like, but yeah, it's like one of those things. I'm like, do I have to send this guy like $6,000 back? Like, what do I do? But
yeah.
he sent me a picture when it arrived. He was like, it arrived
Interesting.
and it's in pristine condition and everything.
So
Nice.
Tenfoot's playing Upstart in Frogs, and he hasn't found any frogs yet, but very huge soul release here. And
Soul Exchange.
yeah, Soul Exchange, my bad.
Yeah, Soul Exchange holds it. I'm telling you, that card in the main deck, I love it. Just the one pop, it catches your opponent off guard because you can't play around the one of. And it's disastrous when decks set monsters and you go second against them. And you're just like Soul Exchange. You just steal going first. It's like you want a die roll.
I think we're going for Goyo here. Or maybe not. Maybe with the Gardna, we're just hoping to set up for another turn.
I
don't
think
know.
I think Goyo is a huge commitment right here. I'll
Yeah,
be very scared with that back. Yeah, I would. Yeah, that back row is just a little too scary for my taste.
yeah,
You set yourself back a turn. You
for
consolidate your
sure.
card advantage. Like it's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Kind of interesting. Does Evolution have another dark to pitch for the Grapher?
I'm rooting for Noodle anyway, so I know we're not there yet, but that's who I'm rooting for.
You said I don't care about either of these.
I'm just hoping we get to see some more zombie action. It took me
Zombies.
almost the whole tournament to realize that he was in fact on
A Caius could be big
Hero
too,
Zombies, but
actually. If Evolution has a Caius in hand,
it's
that
not looking
could
good
be.
for our captain, folks.
This might be that trap frogs you were talking about, Fraser.
Well, the 10-foot is the person who innovated the heavy trap hero frog deck. I tried it and I am super not a fan because
Yeah.
one of my gripes with it is that I noticed in his games Treatment Frog doesn't come back very often, and I feel like that defeats the purpose of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bring my Treatment Frog back as much as possible because I acknowledge that it's a +1 every time I do that, and it just like it also does mental damage to my opponent.
True.
Seeing me have so many cards is actually like
Yeah.
it makes you feel like you can't win the game, which is
You
what I
just
want
have
you
to
to
ignore
feel.
it. You just
Yeah, you
have
do.
to ignore
You
it.
really do. You have to be like, they're not real. They're gadgets. They're just not real.
Yes, exactly. It's the exact same thing against gadgets. You just have to be like,
It's not real.
I hate those kind of decks where I have to completely
Yep.
like it the entire way that I think about the game is invalid.
Yeah, Dragon Turbo feels the same way. They
Yeah.
have like 6 cards in hand. They just super drew for a bunch. And they set a bunch of back rows. So you're like, damn, he has 10 cards total, but I have to ignore it.
You know what feels the worst
Everybody
with
attack.
gadgets is when they
Okay, that
flip
was a big
Ultimate
mill.
Offering.
That was a huge mill.
Would you say to not Tifa? Would you say Beast Mode?
When you play gadgets and and they flip Ultimate Offering, it just makes you feel so bad because you're gonna lose
Yeah.
to like 13 gadgets.
Yep.
The
It's
weird
awful.
thing about Ultimate Offering is like they don't need to stick around for multiple turns. They just in one turn
They
go to
kill
like
you.
plus
Yeah.
5
And they just kill
then
you.
probably kill you.
Awful.
Yep.
I do think that deck's underrated. I don't think enough
10
people play
foot
it.
still without frog
Same.
access.
Only a few people play it. When they play it, they actually top. Like it's topped RBETs in person from the same guys who topped the actual SJC and Edison in
I remember
2010.
it,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
in California. I saw that too.
Yeah. So the locals I go to in Orlando versus games has Steven, who topped the last 2 Ultimate Time Wizards. You got
Yep.
Rob the Man, me, Matt Williamson, Jorge, who also went to some stuff, Dom. So it's like a really good locals. And then another person we have is like one trick, plays gadgets every week, and he's like really dangerous with it.
Yep.
It's I think gadgets are so annoying for the Raikou Caius decks because like there's nothing good to Caius in that entire deck. There's
Yeah.
like you're never getting actual good value.
I'll have to side them out against decks like that.
I mean, yeah, it's just like without
Then you were playing Oscar's deck at that point,
Yeah.
like his value turbo deck with no Caiuses, no brain
Yeah.
control.
Yeah, it's really annoying because they also just like put such a weirdly fast pace on you where they're just like constantly getting rid of your monsters and just swing for like 14 every turn, and you're like, what's going on? I'm getting rushed down by
And
these
pulling the
puny little
rug is
things.
not even good versus that deck, I feel.
No, it makes their hands where they draw more than one gadget extremely good when you pull in the rug.
Yes. You hit one
Mhm.
and it's like slam yellow gadget. Fuck.
Yep.
Damn it.
You're hoping that you ended the train, but they're like, I actually drew a stoplight in my hand. This is perfect.
Deck dev is insane, but yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
you really got.
Oh well, yeah, that is night. That card
Deck-
really does need to go, doesn't it?
It's disgusting. Deck dev is the most nasty. I think that's a big reason why Caius over Caius is a fun one. I think that's a big reason why Blackwing and Vayu are so stable at the top. It's just that they have deck dev and oppression, and like that gate keeps like they are better at side decking than every other deck because they just bring in deck dev oppression against anything that could
Yes.
possibly give them trouble.
Also, can I just say real quick, look at how well Hero Frogs is doing against Value Turbo with no frogs at all.
Yeah.
Like I tell people this all the time. Hero Frogs is the only frog deck that actually can genuinely play completely without Treebar Frog.
Yeah, that's that soul release on like turn 2 was
Yep.
absolutely enormous.
And he has Stratos. He has Stratos now.
Wait, what
and
game
that is a
this?
big deal.
That's one.
Black Stratos beats Armageddon Knight for a +1.
I'm in La La Land. Alright, here we go.
What are these back row? Does he have? I feel like one of them's a D prison, which is going to be hilarious.
Or just Mirror Force. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know. I'm pretty sure that he made XD prison, but maybe not in the upstart version.
Yeah, he had to cut something, right? Like something had to go.
Yeah, I know.
But he's up 3
Diego was
cards.
playing prison, right? Yeah. Darn. Darn indeed. Now your plague has less value as well.
Another
And he's
+1.
about to go plus. Yeah, he's about to go plus
Another
again.
one.
Yeah, he's literally triple his card advantage right now.
And
with no frogs again.
It's even more devastating when the numbers get smaller. Like 1 to 3 is not the same thing as 4 to 6.
Yeah. Like he's gonna start throwing cards at Evolution eventually.
Yeah. Because we saw Evolution's playing Charge, and for some weird reason, I feel like Charge means you're more likely to play Gorse, but I could be crazy. Does that make sense to anybody? I feel like Charge of the Light Brigade and Chaos Sork, those kind of lists feel like they're more likely to play Gores, but in Vayu.
I'm still waiting for those zombies.
Gorse is just an amazing card. I feel like you shouldn't enter a tournament that you intend to win without Gores in your deck.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Even
kind of the
like
problem
Blackwing?
with offering
I don't
zombies.
care what tournament you're trying to win, if you are playing in a long tournament, I think that you just want Gores in your deck. That's me personally. Gores is a non-negotiable in tournaments.
Interesting.
I just think that the card is an absolute like blowout for all the reasons that we already know. Like people don't expect it, and like so you said Black Wings. That's a good example of a deck that people kind of just go ape against when they see an open shot because they say, oh, this deck doesn't play it, and then they randomly have it. Like a true hero swears by. He got second at a RBET or one of those tournaments, one of those online tournaments. He got second with Black Wings, and like he's playing Gores in his deck, and the exact thing happened where people just did not respect it, and they kind of just lose two Gores because of it.
Yeah.
It's just good. I think that also if you're playing the Ludo build that has Legacy Yatagarasus, which is probably what everyone's going to be playing now because he's the most successful, it combos with that card. Like it actually makes and doesn't it also technically combo with Icarus Attack too? Like
Yeah,
like if you think about it,
you can make it a neg1 instead of a neg2 if you right because when it's
because like you Icarus Attack and your field is usually clear after you do that, and then like your opponent thinks they're going to push after that, and you're like, okay, thanks. Like now I drop Gores, or it's just like in a damage-based deck like Black Wings, Gores is insane.
There is a D prison in the main deck.
Yep. I don't know why 10-foot won't just play like a regular deck if he just wants to play 18 traps.
Okay,
like,
now we
just
have
play anything.
Now we have the frogs actually going for the first time on turn a billion.
Well, now it's game. Like now it's over.
And he hit a return as well.
Yeah, Evolution will not recover from this +3.
That return hit end phase was disgusting.
This is also how all of my games against Value Turbo look essentially, like this.
Oh my.
I will say I think a big thing that helped out Value was people actually playing return. For so long people like just didn't play return. If you go back like a year or a year and a half ago, no one was playing return.
Yeah, that was a crazy time.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's
and there was actually a debate if the card was good or not. I'm like, what?
For sure.
Yeah. Have you read Return? Hold on a second.
Diego said that the true hero situation was against him in top 8 of a tournament. He said I didn't respect it, and he won off of the Gores and Black Wings in top 8. Yeah, I just think that Gores it's good against all levels of player too. Like it doesn't matter how good the person is. If they're really bad, Gores is amazing, and if they're really good, Gores is amazing too.
Yeah, at some point you gotta drop it. Like you have to attack, right?
Yes.
So
good players will give you turns where they are scared to attack into it because they're so cerebral about it, and then the bad players never think about it. It's it's the best. It's one of my favorite. Also, obviously, I'm probably a little biased. I play Frog so much that Gores is the absolute best card in my entire 41 cards. You can't tell if I have it ever, right? Like all my turns look like I have Gores. Summon Swap Frog, Sentry Born Bounce, go.
True.
For sure. That's the annoying thing about frogs. You never know if they have heavier Gores.
Yeah. It always looks like they have both. Like you get the feeling like, yeah, damn, I don't want to set 2.
Yeah. You just have to say it's fake a lot of times. You just say like they don't have it. If they have it, they win. If they don't, I win. So
with Legacy and stuff now, it kind of mitigates some of that. Like if you're scared of heavy, you just set Legacy and your bottom list next to each other and say go. And if they heavy, you're like, nice. Now it's gone.
But I play Offering Zombie. I just never can find a way to get it.
He has the Gores here.
I don't know how Blackwing players do it.
This Gores could actually
who attacked?
A problem. Stratos, right? No. Wait.
It could go the distance.
This Gores, if he, okay, yeah, if 10-foot doesn't have like a Miracle or a Monarch, this could get problematic.
Yeah, he has so many turns to draw though. But he is in an interesting spot. But he has 2 cards that we don't know what they are.
Yeah, Econ, BrainCon would do it as well. So yeah. Most of the cards in 10-foot's deck will do pretty well here.
Like even a Substitute right now will be amazing. Like next turn, if he just goes summon Substitute as his normal summon, that would be insane.
Stack for Plague, summon Dad.
Okay, well, you have it all.
Yeah, you win. GG. Like,
all right.
I mean, Evolution just has to have Dad in it.
So this is fine because now Substitute is amazing. Econ, Brain Control, all the Monarchs, all the Miracle Fusions, all the Discard Traps.
There's too many top decks here. It's not gonna work. The Gores will not go the distance.
Yeah, if that's all he had, it's kind of lackluster. That could be an oppression, but which would stop Miracle and Junk, but doesn't stop Econ, Brain, or a Monarch.
Is Legacy good despite Value Garnets? Is Legacy good in Value? I'm not sure.
It is. Didn't Dimitri win the World's Edison thing with
and
that?
And then Steven got top 8 at Ultimate Time Wizard with it as well.
Legacy
Yeah,
of
Raleigh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yada, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a deck that can't play it, if that's the question. Like, you can play it in every deck you want. You just have to also realize that once people start catching on to that card is being played so much, they might become a little bit more aggressive.
Well,
I think
yeah.
it's probably weaker in something like, I don't know. What I feel like it might be weaker in something that's like really, really tight for deck space. But
Hmm. I don't know what that would be now, because we're at the point where all the decks are so refined, aren't we?
like what would
I
you
thought so,
put,
but every time
like in
as a
Dragon
tournament, something
Turbo?
else comes up.
I guess Dragon Turbo, like what are you cutting for
What
Yada
if that's the next evolution of Dragon Turbo? 3 Reckless and 3 Yadas.
and 3 Jar?
Yeah, then they're just super rejuvenating the bad traps after you're like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Dragon Turbo can't play it, but I imagine that most decks I think can. I mean, after seeing the frogs at RBET last week, I'm like, well, I guess every deck can just play this damn card, huh?
Yeah.
I will
I
say,
also think that, like Gores, it's good against bad players and it's good against good players.
yeah, that's what I
It's
was gonna
another one of
say.
those cards.
It depends on the type of, like, I feel like if you're at a locals, you probably could get some mileage out of it. But online, I feel like, people that are more in tune with the current meta, I don't think that you're gonna be able to abuse the advantages much.
What am I being
Oh.
Okay, so that's just GG, I guess.
All right, yeah. What did he do to win? I kind of turned away for like a split second.
He attacked directly with a Stratos.
Okay, what happened to Gores?
He rise at it, right?
Yes.
So yeah, all the Monarchs, all the Miracle Fusions,
Too
Jump
many outs.
Synchron.
Too
Yeah,
many
just like
outs.
anything.
Yeah, he didn't see a single miracle or anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy. He
pretty
won that game just with like regular non-frog stuff. Like there was really no frog stuff in that game. Like Treeborn got discarded for a Geki Brick, it came back, it did nothing.
I think he might attribute it for Ryza, right?
Yeah, but like he
So,
could
like,
also
one
attribute anything for
time.
Ryza, right? Like he had an
Yeah,
Alias and a
yeah.
Stratos on the field. Like he could have also
For
just
sure. Yeah.
It's actually wild. He did no frog things and value just crumbles.
That was a very interesting one. Yeah, I think a big thing for return in value is just that it gives the deck more grind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games where when people weren't playing return, if you mill like burial, you're just like, oh, I can
Yeah.
outgrind you easily now.
Yeah, you're
Like
gassed.
it's very easy for you to run out of values. But with
Alright.
return as well, it helps a lot.
Has anyone actually had Legacy flipped on their Dark Death Spirit? I have not, but I only saw Dark Death Spirit, and the second I see you playing those draw traps, I'm just not even putting it in.
Yeah, you can't. You lose a game if they flip that on you.
I
Yeah.
don't is Dark Dust Spirit even playable anymore with all the Yadas?
I'm probably taking it out of my side deck for Nationals, to be honest. Just because, like, well, you know what? Titanial is the deck that I mainly put Dark Death Spirit in for, and they don't play that yet.
Yeah, not
but
yet.
Not yet.
Next week.
I don't want to mess around and find out.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Nationals will be
I would.
Jar
It
Green
definitely
and Yada.
It definitely makes a lot of sense against Titanial decks. Like that's probably the best card you could side against them.
That is, yeah, that needle ceiling.
Needle
That's a
ceiling
good
is
one.
crazy.
Yeah, you want cards like that, like just sweepers.
Yeah, I was citing needle ceiling in Vayu actually for like plant decks or anything that just summons a bunch of stuff, especially because Vayu you can have like Hamster Raikou both set or something, or like and just activate it with, and they have 2 face-up cards, and you're like, well, that's just like a treacherous trap hole for me.
Yeah, Amaryllis is so good at putting monsters on their field with the tokens and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like their ideal board is literally Titanial plus 2 tokens or Titanial plus Amaryllis. So you don't have to do much work. Bring back Treeborn Frog, set do Frog, go.
Are we
Activate
going Breaker, pop the back row, and into Raikou?
That's Breaker's so good. And I didn't realize I made the video that like frog decks were siding it, but evident that makes sense now that I thought about it afterward.
I've played Breaker where I just bounced it like 3 times a swap and hit like
yeah, I didn't realize
I hit like a zombie world, a Mask of Restrict. I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I play Breaker on my side. I play 1 copy in my list, and it
puts in work.
It did the most against Sizzle round 1. I played against the reigning champ in Indy, and he was 11-0 at Raleigh, and he had to play me round 1 in Indy. And in 12 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh was his only loss. And Breaker came down in game 2 to win the game. It was actually really good.
Why is he narrating his entire thought process?
Breaker is better here, so I will summon Breaker.
And that's why he goes to time.
Okay, hit Raiko. Please be Raiko.
Breaker
Please be
gets
Raiko.
focused.
Oh my
my
god.
That's why Breaker's good.
This is so ins. Oh, the
Breaker
milling
is so good.
milling brain. Low-key milling the warriors can be really bad for value as well.
Did you ever hear that theory about like the milling? How people think about it? Like
like
That's
it's a
just the
bot.
cards that they're just working to draw.
yeah, you were never going to see those cards in this game, basically.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
It's a little bit, but like the information is huge.
Yeah.
Correct.
And when you mill heavy, I set my whole hand and go, well, I wasn't going to
Exactly.
draw it
Yes.
anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you mill Mirror Force Torrential, I start playing like an ape. Like
Yeah.
There's yeah, it's just like you're milling things. I don't have to play around that card at all anymore.
How
like,
great
and
is it when they mill Dark Arm in value? Like, you just like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, I pretty much win now, right?
yeah, it's like if they mill like I've had games at locals where it's like burial, brain, dad, return. You know, every warrior is in the grave. I'm like, okay, so you're just Hamster Reiko Caius and nothing else.
yeah,
Like that's so easy to deal with. That's like what you were actually talking about this with Fraser. You were talking with Ludo about this in Black Wings, how they have so many varied threats.
yeah.
And how that makes the deck so much harder to play against. And that's something with milling is like once you start reducing giving me information about what I actually have to play around, I can actually play around quote unquote everything so much easier.
The good players, like again, the round one against Sizzle. He's playing Value Turbo, obviously, and he milled 2 Caius off of. He played Charge and he did Raiko.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah.
I don't know at what point, but at some point he milled 2 Caius, and I literally said to him like, "Well, I hope your list is exactly the same as it's always been, because I think those are your only 2 Caius,
Right.
and I don't have to think about." And I do block, so I was like, I don't have to think about Caius for the rest of this match, which is insane, right? Like that's insane information to just know that I will never get Caius to break my dupe block. So you have to find some other weird way to do it.
Yeah, that's something. That's something that I like about playing on Dueling Book as opposed to in person. Is it's just so easy to check graves.
Yeah,
on
I
Dueling
do
Book.
like that, but in person, I am so good at just spreading my opponent's graveyard. I don't even ask for permission.
Oh,
I just reach over and grab that
You
shit.
don't even what? Ask permission?
No, I don't, because I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for 20 years. Like, what? Like, I'm grabbing your graveyard.
We're playing a game.
I-
Yeah. What is it like? Yeah.
I
Let me
ask.
see this.
Let me
I
see
ask
that.
and I don't wait for a response. I just ask and.
Okay, I like that. I like that because you're basically just doing what I do with extra steps. Like, I like that.
Yeah, maybe the
I'm
first
just like-
time, but after that, I'm just yoink.
Like,
let me see
can,
that.
can I see your
Yeah.
grave as I'm looking through it?
Yeah, I grab people's graveyards so often too. Like, I check it, like especially if you're playing a mill deck, I check that thing so often.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
was
the one
playing
thing that
against.
irritates me is when people ask how many cards are in my hand 16 times.
I do that.
Like, it hasn't changed. I still have 5.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That is annoying.
I drew.
See-
I have 6.
I'll be honest. Like for me, it's just like I don't want to record anything in my brain. Like I feel like I'm mental stacking myself. If I am forcing myself to remember
Yeah.
things I don't have to, I'm just like, if it's public information, I'm just gonna ask and not remember it ever.
I think it's fine to
Yeah.
ask, but like, it's the same. You went to main phase 2 from battle phase. I still have 5.
Okay. I'm not quite to that point. It's mainly I don't think I ask more than like
It's your end phase. I haven't drawn yet.
once
It's
a
still
turn.
5.
Yeah.
Sizzle said that he said you memorized my list, and the truth is, what that Ginger said is reality. Value Turbo is a deck that doesn't really change.
No.
So 95% of your cards are actually just the same as literally every other Value Turbo deck. Like you guys' decision making is literally: do I play more than one hamster? Do I play Chaos Sorcerer? Do I play 3 Caius? Those are your
that's it.
only
You're
right.
decisions.
You're right.
Yeah,
Gores
like
too.
they all. I feel like they all play Gores now, though. Like, I'm kind of used to the Gores. I just assume they all play Gores.
Interesting.
But like, even if that's not true, sure, let's add that as
Yeah.
the 4th flex spot. So they played 36 of the same cards.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, all of your lists are so like frogs can change dramatically.
Yeah.
Like me and Dimitri were both playing Hero Frogs as
Excuse
a deck title, right? But we had so many, we're like 10 or more cards off from each other.
Right. Compare both of you with 10-foot's list and he's playing right here.
Right.
Like,
This is
that's
his deck is
3.
completely different from ours. Yeah. And the RBETLA list that just got second place and should have won the event too. That list played 10 cards. He played Tragodia. He played
Sangin. Right?
all those
I saw
draw
that.
traps. Like he played like 6 draw traps, and just like his list was completely different. 2 junk synchron.
What is going on here? We're right. I keep breaking. Soul Release.
That card's kind of hit or miss. I don't know why people decide I can like the soul release works if you have 13 heroes in your graveyard and if you can scoop them
Yeah,
all out, but otherwise it's really not that great.
That's so
I
funny.
don't think it's good either.
At locals, I like it in Cat because I can just pitch it with Monk if it's dead. Um,
Sure.
but I was playing against frogs at locals, and I just knew I lost to Miracle Fusion. He had both Treeborn already banished, and I have Soul Release in my hand. And I'm just banishing like a water and a hero from your grave, so you have no monsters in grave.
Yeah,
And
that's
Yeah.
good
then
then.
four turn, he draws Burial. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not real.
Yeah,
You're
people were citing that.
absolutely
Yeah, I remember that.
You're absolutely kidding
Oh,
me. But
yeah,
yeah,
that's not real.
I think I won that game anyway, so it's like whatever. But
Oh, I hate when they do this. When they go, yo, and take your Dupe Frog. That does not feel good.
did he search off of it?
I think he just grabbed the Swap Frog. Yeah, I did see him actually
Okay,
search the Swap Frog.
Yeah, now you have to attack your own dupe.
Yeah, I mean Miracle Fusion. I don't think it's playable right now, but Miracle Fusion would be good against this because it makes your 0-3000 for the turn or whatever. But yeah, it's just awkward.
Okay, Stratos, get Ocean, pitch for swap, then Miracle, right?
Yep, that 100% works. It's still awkward though because all you can clear is your own Dupe Frog. Even if you do that,
Right, because it'll be 3000, right? Yeah.
yeah, and like yeah, after you beat the Dupe Frog, like nothing. The Stratos can't beat over the other two monsters, so it's still.
I think yeah, that's very interesting.
But I'll say this: brain control being milled early is good because brain control is a win condition for evolution right
Mhm,
now. If he had it,
mhm.
he can't possibly now since it's gone. So that's good.
Okay.
Okay, it's happening. It's happening.
Are we sending the tree? And now you banish your swap from the field? Because you don't want to
let's
banish
see.
the Treeborn.
Right. That's a good point. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I mean, I'm fine with banishing the swap from the field. It's done its job.
Right. And it's just I feel like it's almost a liability at this point anyway.
Yeah. Also, when you attack Dupe Frog, you get a swap frog anyway. So yeah, you definitely do that.
Assuming he even sends Treeborn. There could be he could have some weird stuff in his hand where he doesn't even want to send Treeborn here. But he will.
I mean, he did play the entire first game
Okay.
without it, so maybe he's thinking like, Treeborn's kind of bad luck.
What are we doing?
Oh, that outs the board.
I guess you don't need to.
Oh no, he has to attack the dupe.
Yeah, he has to. And it's gonna be 3000 anyway, so you couldn't even crash into the Goya.
And there's a Necro God now, so.
It's gonna allow that.
So wait, he got rid of Stratos too?
He bounced it.
Back to the hand.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
So he's got swap,
This makes
Stratos, and
way more sense.
whatever that back row
Okay.
is.
Oh, and he has a back row? Oh, that's GG.
He's always got a back row.
with no brain control, I don't think this game is winnable anymore. I thought he had a chance, but
tough. Because how do and then Plague is gone, so you can't make Stardust.
yeah, this is bad. I think that this is now on
real
this is in
bad.
the Miracle. This is where Miracle Fusion. You realize what's wrong with that card. Like it's a Raigeki and it's a defense and an offense.
This is Value's problem is if you put some annoying ass monster like Stardust, Absolute Zero, Titanial, Machina Fortress, they can have a really tough time dealing with it.
Yep. Yeah, Zero just happens to be the best boss monster in the format, basically. Like Dark Arm, Christia, Zero, just up there. They're so insane.
What could Evolution even get? Like, is there any back row that help? I guess, like you said, BrainCon's gone.
You just attack and use.
This is so brutal.
Oh, that's even worse.
Dang, he didn't even let him have it.
This is so brutal.
Oh yes, GG.
Okay, a Raiko could be good if it's the third Raiko. You can at least you can out the Ab Zero.
Yeah.
Do you go Stratos summon here? Oh, if he has a Monarch for the set, it's over.
Yeah, it's Jover. If he does any, I mean, a Ryza would be too much. A Kai's is obviously too much.
Ryza is GG.
Like it just.
And we know there's another swap in hand, so he can even bounce the Ryza.
I also just think like this is where Substitute is game too. I get in a situation a lot where it's like this. I have +3 and there are no resources really, and I just go dupe lock now. Like, what do you do against a dupe lock right now?
Alias. Going for Alias.
Nothing.
not nothing.
Nothing. Can't do anything to dupe.
700 there. Allowing it through.
Okay.
Dinah. Okay, that's big. That's big.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still top decking, not gonna matter.
Yep.
Um,
Sirocco off the top.
he's got a Gardna.
That would be good. Circle off the top.
Buckets.
Uh
What does he
oh.
have? Or whatever.
Buckets or whatever. Oh
Burial.
my
Okay.
goodness, we did not take
Put
that
back
into
Plague.
consideration.
Well, that is
Yeah.
the best possible top deck.
It absolutely is.
That's why this
You
deck
gotta,
is also the best deck, or one of the best decks.
but all he's
He's
making
still a
here is
Caius away
he's
from
just ma-
losing.
yeah, he's just making armor master and hitting over,
He's making arm wing.
so he can plague potentially next turn.
Yeah, I think that's
Ah,
exactly
that was smart.
what he's doing.
Because he can even protect this with Gardna and then plague.
I do
Like-
wonder why he didn't go Stratos to get Malicious Edge, just to guarantee that like things can't go wrong.
Things kind of went wrong.
Yeah, they
Uh,
did. I think that him not summoning Stratos and
Maybe
getting
I should do
Malicious.
Stratos, but I wanted the special
Uh-oh.
trap
Oh,
pop
well,
next
there's the
turn.
Caius.
Two of us can play buckets. Oh, it's if it's Ryza, that would be disgusting.
Well, he
I
hasn't
guess
had a
at
monarch
this
yet, so it's
at
coming.
this point, Ryza or Caius would be really good because
Yeah, it doesn't. If he clears this arm wing, I think the game is just immediately falls apart.
I feel like he would just slam that by now, though, right?
because you can't even. Surely, but he is the master.
Surely
of
he does
think
not slam
emoji.
anything. It's a think emoji every time. You got it.
Or he might have another miracle. Another miracle would also be pretty buckets.
Like, imagine if Evolution drew any card that literally wasn't Burial just now.
Yeah, you lose.
Yeah.
He loses the game on the spot, pretty much.
So now you miracle.
Or
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
there
well,
it is. There
okay,
it is.
well, all right.
all right. So the
Why did
next,
he make us wait that long for that?
the next
Like,
draw
what
has
was
to be
that about?
return, right?
Maybe he was thinking if he had a lethal line with swap
He
or
has to guard
something.
this.
Yeah.
Then he has to forego his draw phase to make an 8-star. This is all bad.
What's his other card in hand? Like a
Probably trash.
I'm trying to think what 10-foot's other card in hand could be.
One.
Didn't he get a swap frog off of killing his dupe frog a while ago?
Yeah, one of them's a swap. But then I can't figure out what the last one is.
Probably Gores. He's never been attacked directly, right? Like not in a while. Like he hasn't taken a straight up direct attack in a while.
That's a good call.
Maybe Unifrog. That thing sits
Could
around.
be 1-for-1.
It could. Okay, I like that. 1-for-1 Unifrog are all candidates. So what does this do? So your draw
Nothing.
needed to be insane. Like whatever he just put on top has to be like
So you go. What do you even make here?
attack Stratos, send. Yeah, this is good. Attack Stratos and then send 0
Damn it.
is the best thing to do. Yeah,
I
you gotta
dropped
just
my
take the
hero
aggression
dice.
off and hope that they don't.
And now you can't summon a monarch into nothing. So that's kind of
Right,
nice.
and it makes it where your Armageddon Knights are insane against the Treatment Frog just by itself.
But with the plague threat gone, that's pretty. Like evolution needs return or he loses.
Yeah, this is one of those things. Inevitability. He's just gonna lose.
It's literally return or you lose. I don't see any way he wins this game without return.
I mean, a series of disastrous draws for a 10-foot could be game. Like if 10-foot draws nothing, right, and then
Potentially
Evolution,
a Dyna running over Treeborn.
right? Like
Here
it has to
comes
be
Uni.
disastrous though.
Yeah.
I can smell it.
Where is Substitute at? That's where I want to know. Like he has not shown up for work in 2 games. In 2
Science.
games, Substitute has not shown up.
He's playing one sub maybe.
Yeah, that's what. See, when people start doing stuff like that, you lose me. Like,
You
like,
can
I'm-
question
the
everything
one-
in frogs, even sub.
yeah, like the Treeborn thing makes sense to me. Now when you start removing subs, though, I'm like, all right,
But the
because
reality is
that card's on win condition.
Gotta let him cook.
the whole Treeborn thing doesn't like. I get it, but the reality, like, oh my god, he's
Okay, he
playing.
has it. He's drawing all the bombs.
Okay, this could be
is this game?
pot. Well,
Is this game?
like he's playing games 2 and 3 with 2 Treeborn anyway.
This really might be game.
Like I don't know. I just feel like you might as well just play 2 Treeborn.
Yeah, you just make. Can you make?
Oh shit, he actually did the return.
Because you can just make Brio and kill, right? Unless there's a fader. But you can make Brio with.
You know 10-foot doesn't play Fader. He's not a believer.
Or
So-
send a value here. Make Brio pitch.
So what
And
did
just
they
attack with
burial,
boards?
return, and what was the other card they drew off the top? Like to be in this?
Yeah, it was Burial and Return. Yeah, those were the 2.
That's
The
ridiculous.
Dyna was huge too.
That's actually insane. That's what he drew.
That's value.
He has 20. He had 22 cards when I started. He had 22 cards.
Yeah, I guess you
left
don't
when I
need to.
started.
You don't even need to be there. Oh,
Yo, that's actually. You know, I would be tilted
how
right there.
did he? Yeah.
You would have been tilted, huh? Yeah.
I would be, yeah, if that's because the thing about what had to happen just now, he had to draw Dyna, then Burial, then Return in that order.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yugimoto was drawing the cards.
And the other thing is 10-foot. If he had a Monarch, he just Monarchs the Dyna 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. I also think that 10-foot threw a little bit though with that summoning alias nonsense. That was a mistake. It should have been Summer Stratos, get Malicious Edge, and yeah, that whole alias business was a mistake.
I don't know, but it sounds like if you say it, and I agree because I don't play frogs. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he got cute. Like, what are you holding your Stratos for? Like,
yeah,
don't you want to think
I
your
want to
deck
pop
out?
your back row.
Yeah, like I want to think I want to think my deck out too. Like people gotta think about all of the aspects. Like my deck is, I'm trying to get it smaller because I kept saying if you draw a substitute here, what is he gonna do to a dupe block?
that's
like,
what I mean. You can't kill dupe block. It's hard to do it on a good with a full deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're like, he literally can't win without Return, and his back row
Flips Return.
He drew Burial, then Return back to back. Like those were literally his two draws.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Card mid and value. Return is so mid, guys.
Return is insane.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's an otherwise unwinnable game without that specific card.
Absolutely. I played a game against Matt at locals where he had like Kaiku or something ridiculous. He had Kaiku and like crazy pressure on me, and my only way I win is with Return, and of course I top decked it.
Yep.
That card's awesome.
Evolution was top decking with 0 cards, literally, and he had a Goyo and an Arm Wing with 0 cards. He draws Fossil Dyna, then he draws Burial, then he draws Return. That I would be on tilt if I was playing him in a tournament, and that happened, and we were going to game 3. I would be like, I would be so tilted.
Let's see if the dupe can put in some work.
But
normal summon Unifrog now.
Good thing frogs win going first more often than not. So.
Well, I don't know. 10-foot. His build is just something else. Like this man he's just playing so many traps. I don't know.
Unifrog is getting in here.
Can we just say that 10-foot has yet to put Treeborn in his graveyard in the first turn of any game?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think DDV, we're gonna see DDV from Evolution this game.
Yeah.
I can just feel the DDV.
I can smell it. It's coming. But that card's also hit or miss.
It's weird against frogs because okay, interesting. Are we going into what are we going into with the sub? Oppression could be meaningful.
Is it right to tribute that one first?
Does he have Treeborn in hand?
I don't know the actual proper card to tribute there, but I feel like what Royal Oppression?
Are we going for Uni? We are. Okay. That was an interesting way to get to the same board. Is this handful of frogs?
Yep.
I do think it's funny how Uni so often just trades for prison. Like
yes.
when I've played Frog, it just always hits prison.
That is literally its job, and honestly, we love you for your work, Uni Frog.
Salute. 07.
Yep.
07 in the chat.
Oh, here goes the pump. I'm just happy 10-foot has Treeborn access, but then he cuts it off immediately with his 20 trap deck.
Yeah, I don't understand that. You're right.
I just think that this is bad. I think this is not how this deck is supposed to play, and I hate it.
Tell us how you truly feel.
This deck up. I'm being honest. I think this is a mistake. This is a fucking abomination to frogs. Just so many traps. Damn. And like, how are you like, oh my god, this needs to be like Mirror Force or something.
That's not even good. That's not even good Mirror Force though.
No, it's not. But like, how are you? When is he ever going to bring back his Treeborn Frog? I just feel like, what's the point of frogs if you're not going to bring back Treeborn? Just play Value Turbo, bro. Oh god, I'm so frustrated.
I do think it's interesting that he's basically stopped playing Value Turbo.
He stopped playing Value. You know what happened? Do you notice? Does anyone know the story of how this happened?
I don't.
Not really.
Me and 10-foot played each other at RBET Moreno Valley in a side event for the Giant Black Rose last year in August, right? I was playing frogs, he's playing Value Turbo. I beat him, and it wasn't very close. And after the match, me and him had a conversation, and he was like, I think I'm going to start playing frogs now. And
Well,
he literally started playing frogs from August, that tournament where I eliminated him, till now. He's been playing frogs.
hey, look, the
And
traps are gone. The traps are gone.
the traps are finally gone.
And he
Thank
just
God.
double stacked him with Wing Blast Ryza too.
Oh
Yeah,
my
evolution needs his gores right here, like real bad. But yeah, like the I don't know how it got to this point where it's like so many traps, but
So you're drawing back into Sirocco. You need a
Oh.
brain.
yes, the best play in the format, brain control Caius. Or brain control plus
Sirocco.
Sword.
It could be
Yeah.
just Sirocco.
Oh yeah, it could be that, which is like I'll gladly take this Sirocco. That's actually
Should be one wing beast for another.
okay, yep, just Sirocco. That's really good for 10 foot.
Now you Caius.
Yeah.
All right, Treeborn, you're up. Do something.
Hey, look, the frogs. They're pretty good when it comes back.
All right.
Interesting.
Rhoda?
Is this
Junk?
junk? Yeah.
Junk is something.
You might side out Junk against the DDV deck, though.
Correct.
Is this Stratos from Alley Edge and deal with the Sirocco next turn?
Junk would be great in this situation, but I don't think it's in his deck in game 3. Well, the weird thing is, like, if you made Goyo here, I don't even think you'd want to take the Sirocco. It would just give them an out
Oh
to the
wait,
Goyo.
hold on. Nylon, come through Game King and Fall River. Person reviving the Edison scene out here. Starting this Sunday at 2:30. We're gonna run this in. How many people do you get for that? That's like 20 minutes for me. Because I'll go down there and lose.
Are we setting up a miracle play here?
Is there a hero in the grave yet? No, there's no hero, but he could just do it raw now. I mean, honestly, Stratos has already done his job, so Miracle right now isn't even bad.
I think he searched a swap in. Yeah, he searched a swap in an ocean, so he might be going for this.
Oh, well, the Miracle comes down. I'm just gonna say it again. This game should be over if he Miracle Fusion. Yeah, this should be over right now. Now, if he somehow loses this game too, I just don't know what to tell you. I'm blaming on the traps though.
Evolution's drawing into a back row here too.
Yes, he's drawing into a trap, which is really bad.
Not lethal, okay.
Yeah, this is not lethal, but it's a lot of damage.
I mean, this is a ton. That's really scary facing a 3500 Ab-Zero.
It's also just Caius at any point you lose.
Yeah, you're right. It's a huge win con.
And I don't think a Caius has come down yet.
Oh, come on. That better be Dyna plus some crazy ass back row. Dyna plus Torrential or something. Oh my god.
Oh.
If he's got a Monarch, it's over. Okay. Just adding Malicious Edge, yeah.
Oh, and Trample set up.
Yeah.
You can't normal here.
I might have bounced my swap frog to my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
just because if it's Dyna, I don't want to lose my.
Well, this way a Raikou can't stop the lethal though.
But here's the thing. So I also have this thing.
Oh, he had Brain in hand.
I also have this thing where I get games to a point where I can't lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, and I feel like it's one of those things where I get it to the point I cannot. I'm at 8,000. I have all of this. I brain control Malicious Edge. I can't lose the game now, no matter what.
Just
So,
take the extra turn. I agree with
the
that.
cards and he had the life points, just like
yes,
Dimitri was saying.
yep, literally that. That's GG when you have the cards on. I mean, it should have been game 2, but Fossil Dyna, Burial, Return, Runner was the only way to hit the call. I think that was the only combination of cards he could have drawn in that exact order.
Yeah.
And that's Yu-Gi-Oh! For you.
The best card against frogs, and then the 2 best cards in the deck.
Yep. You can always still lose in Yu-Gi-Oh! No matter what. You could have like a 99.9% chance of winning, like the poker odds they show you, and it's still just like, well, that 0.1% though.
Yeah, they'll never draw Dad when there's 5 Darks in grave. Okay, it's only.
Yeah, it's only when it's live.
Yeah, they're only drawing Return there. Okay. All right, so now we have Hero Frog versus Diva Hero in finals. 2 Miracle Fusion decks.
Yeah, I'm happy about this.
How do you feel about this matchup?
I think that this is free for I think it's free for frogs.
You think that beating the zombie hero deck is free? Whoa, this is game changing.
Okay, I don't know. Sorry, hold on. I thought this was Diva Hero. It's actually the zombie build. So here's the thing. I think it's free when you play things like you were talking about 10 foot earlier, like or not 10 foot, beast mode, when you play Battle Fader and stuff like that.
Yeah.
because they have to commit. And when they do, you just, reversal. But I think that in 10-foot's build, when he plays all these traps, you're actually susceptible to things like Heavy Storm being good against you, and their Dark Arm actually does something against you. And you know what I mean? Like all of their plays, their Wing Blast and stuff like that they play are actually good against a build that plays traps. Whereas
I
like
will say, okay, go ahead.
no. Whereas like against builds that don't, you just like you have no value out of a lot of your cards because I'm not playing actual like D Prison is just terrible against
Yeah.
like Diva Hero if they do their thing.
Yeah, we have
They
another
are
turn one
live.
Future Fusion.
Turn 1. All right, Mr. Noodle, let's go.
I will say though, Wing Blast seems nuts against this kind of deck because you can just Wing Blast like a Stardust or an Ab Zero pretty easy, and that seems really good.
How does this man not have Treeborn again?
Maybe you just set a discard trap with Treeborn in there.
Okay, that's fair.
Nope. You get scores.
just-
He has oh, it hits the
Yes!
Yes.
Wait. Why? I think you maybe should hit the Future Fusion there because you're guaranteed to never. I don't know.
That wasn't a big think. That's why.
But you are guaranteed to never miss if you hit the Future Fusion.
Listen, this is the new format. You think that you're getting a plus with your little MST Gores play, and it's actually just not.
Remember that next time you flip a Ryko, all you value players. Let me tell you.
Yeah. This is so good. In the words of Beast Mode, love it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
True.
Love it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and he just.
So you
missed
are
it.
you are right. You are right though. That's another no Treeborn opening.
Yeah, this is like how many like I feel like every game we've seen, he's not open Treeborn Frog, which I don't know his ratios. Mine is 80%, so I don't have it 1 out of 5 games.
I think he's definitely on 2 swap. I don't
He's
think
down to
ever
1
played
now,
third.
probably, knowing him.
Yeah, he might no because we've seen multiple swap from him.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
He's on at least 2 swap. And we've seen 2 Treeborn in a lot of games. I don't know if we've seen it turn 1.
I am not convinced that he's running 3 substones right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to think he might be on 2-2. 2 sub 2.
Yeah, I am.
He's probably thinking I'm running upstart, so I don't need 3 sub.
Yeah, I'm starting to buy into I'm buying into the poison right now that he's playing 2 substitutes.
I think he's on 2 sub 2 swap.
Let me just tell you right now, 10-foot, if you were playing 2 substitutes, you need to go back on Dueling Book and change your deck.
He's gonna win this tournament and be like, see, 2 swap.
Yep. That's what's gonna happen though. He is gonna win the tournament. And I'm just gonna be like, gosh dang it, you're poisoning them. You know what? It's fine, because we're going into nationals. If you want to poison a well before nationals, have people play 2 substitutes.
Exactly. You got to get a psyop going.
Yeah.
You know, I actually heard in GOAT format, there was a team that was trying to psyop everybody into playing this Zaborg deck. So that for Worlds, people would bring Zaborg and get clapped, I guess. So they were really pushing the propaganda that like, oh man, this Zaborg deck is crazy. Everybody needs to play it.
Anybody in the chat?
He plays the same ratio as me. My ratio is
Wow,
literally
that's
80%, not 75.
80%. Jeez.
Yeah, I have 80% chance to open up Treatment Frog.
Dang.
Maybe go for a small think. That's hilarious. Also, in addition to Nats, everybody should go to the 3v3 in Orlando on October 26th. Just saying.
Yes, that is. I've been invited to that, and I've been invited by several different teams who are trying to recruit me, and I feel so weird now.
You're a hot commodity.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, because if I go, then I have to commit to one of the teams, and I know I'm going to play against the other team in the tournament. Like, I just know it.
I don't think I'm
Maybe
gonna be
now
able to
we
go to that.
got bad blood.
Yeah. I don't know how much I can travel. We'll see.
It's tough. It's tough.
You got 2 little ones.
I am gonna go to New York though. Yes.
Everybody who went to RBET Orlando, it's the same venue. That one ran really smoothly. We're gonna have a nice stream set up too. Sorry, gotta push the word.
Also, I don't know how I feel about playing with other people and having my trip rely on them.
True. Yeah. It's kind of. I think it's tough because like something I noticed with War League is like the losses feel so much worse.
Yeah, like
especially if you feel like you make any mistake, even a really tiny one, you're like, oh man, I let them down. But
sure. Of course, I play with competent
of...
players, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
even if they are competent, it's out of your hands. Like you're not playing the card, you know.
The nice thing I think is if you hypothetically, if you have 3 good players, 3 people you trust in, it should be a little bit less based on luck because it's like you have to get unlucky in 2 out of 3 games instead of just 1.
True.
So that's kind of
That's also
That's
true.
kind of nice little insurance that like, okay, if I team with good players, we're not going to get sacked out of the tournament. Hopefully.
Oh, Ma's here. The gladiator beast from uh Time Wizard Indy here. And Raw Noodle is his
I
good friend.
I do I do not want Glads to be popular. Please.
Me either. That is.
Everybody play Hero Beat again. I'm totally okay with that. Everybody go play Hero Beat. That's
Yeah,
funny
like.
because Swap won't die there. Just crash the Swap into a Sangin, but the Swap stays because of sub.
I will say Ma has like the craziest expensive cards I've ever seen. This collection is bananas. If it makes you feel any better.
Ananas.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like anytime now, Raw Noodle's just gonna pop off.
I sure hope so. I'm sick of frogs. I'm sorry. Frogs and Dragon Turbo are my two least favorite decks.
I
I
understand.
I have grown to not even mind frogs anymore.
I prefer
I don't.
Dragon Turbo at this point than frogs.
Oh no, that
I
can't be
do.
right.
Because at least I feel like I can beat it. I don't know. I feel like it's
The
an uphill
Dragon
battle.
Turbo, I feel like when I lose to that deck, it just didn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah, but I don't get upset by it. That's my point. Like, so whatever. I'll move on with my life. No big deal.
I guess that's a good way to think about it. Like you're like, okay, it was no fault of my own, so
Yeah, it's like when I play Gladiator Beast online, I literally do not count the match at all as being anything in terms of testing because it
yeah,
doesn't matter until the day you actually play the deck in tournament what's going to happen. Like you either
yep.
have the traps or the to stop an attack or they brick or they don't. Like testing against it is irrelevant. In my opinion. Anyway.
That's very fair.
Are we going Stardust into Ab Zero? Noodle could be bricked on like Book of Life if he's playing them. Of course, the list I've seen lately, the Hero Zombie versions have been playing like Zero Book of Life, but I think we saw one from him earlier.
Yeah, but he's on Legacy, which the other like Silchus and Jake's are not on Legacy as of last I looked. So
True, true. So it's not net decked. I do love that effect of Substitute. As if Substitute wasn't broken enough.
so many people
Yep.
forget that. I forget it too.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
and it
oh, by the
happens in
way.
major events too.
I
People
believe it.
forget the Dupe Frog and Substitute. It happens all. I get at least one round where I just win an entire round because my opponent just doesn't functionally understand Dupe and Substitute.
Well, the weirdest one, I feel like it comes up all the time, specifically in the mirror, where you can just block with a Treeborn and they can't get over it because their own Substitute.
Threatening Roar, huh?
You don't like that card, I have heard.
I don't hate the card. I just think that Battle Fade is better. But right here, Threatening Roar is the better card, but also just Mirror Force is better.
Yeah, you can only play one of those though.
Even
Yeah, you
with
can only
Royal
play one
Oppression
of it.
though, you're not nervous about like Royal Oppression and all the value running now.
They play one Oppression, and I played 3 Regeki Breaks, 1 MST, 1 Unifrog, and 3 Kaias and Ariza. So it's like,
I guess the other thing is DDV. Like, T-War can't get DDV'd.
yeah, but I don't think that I would keep in Threatening War against a lot of decks after game 1.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of my thing is like I don't think that, like I'm trying to think about what deck do I want Threatening War against besides specifically Dragon Turbo maybe,
Yeah.
and like because the thing is, okay, are you setting Threatening War against value? Because then their Rykos are way
No.
better. They're not going to commit. They're going to flip the Ryko and they're going to go pop the Threatening War. You're going to chain it. They're going to be like, okay, I'm not doing anything this turn.
They
Mhm.
might not now with all the legacy running around. I mean, who knows?
Well,
Okay, what have we got here? What monarch is it? That's a good one.
that is a good one. Put it back.
Dang.
Put it back. Where's Torrential? Torrential's nowhere to be found. Oh, he's going to battle phase. Did he see his hand or something?
I have no idea.
This is a scary attack.
He just doesn't believe it.
I mean, maybe the attack went through last turn.
Oh, well that
That's
hurts.
That's
Yeah.
so big.
That's like 90% of this deck's gas. That's not good.
Yeah, he also gets to bounce the Ryza back to his hand.
Yeah, so you don't even have to fear Gores here either.
This
Yep.
is bad news.
Yeah, this is where things just fall apart. This matchup, I just think that like all of the other Miracle Fusion decks are inferior to the Hero Frog deck. Is the best Miracle Fusion deck in the format. It
Hmm.
does something that they can't do, which is this stally thing of dupe block. Like he's about to now main phase 2, like
Whoa. He must have another monarch, right?
100%. He's just gonna make it where he can't lose the game, which is the position that I love being in. Like you can't.
I love it too. I always love when I'm in a position where I can't lose.
I don't
Yeah,
find
the
myself
frogs
in that
put people
position
in that
often.
position a lot.
Yeah. No, I think I love decks where you get to like kind of build a board and just be like, yeah, have fun.
Yeah, this is definitely a modern like Yu-Gi-Oh right here. Like, all right, I'm about to
Yeah.
make this field that you literally can't do anything against unless you. You can, but it will cost you all of your cards, and then I'll win anyway.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
look at this field. So let's just talk this out. First off, let's say he ends here. Literally, you have to attack dupe.
Does
It
he have
can't
a?
be
Oh, he's gonna
destroyed.
normal summon a dupe. Additional frog normal a dupe, or I guess maybe he does have one in deck. I
Okay, so
just
he is
didn't.
getting rid of the substitute. Okay, so he's
We
dupe block,
have we ever seen 3 sub in his grave?
and he's able to
Uh,
pick apart every trap you draw. That's
you
insane.
know what's funny? You say that there are only 2 subs in his graveyard right now. He did a substo combo, which
Yeah,
usually ends
and
on
he
3.
he didn't send us. He didn't go like swap send sub.
Yeah, I think we're onto something. I think that we caught him. He's gonna win this tournament with 2 substitutes. He's gonna start preaching on his Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Like you need to be playing 2 substitutes.
That's pretty funny.
Is he going to Texas?
I don't
Oh,
know.
never
Okay,
mind. He
Dak.
ain't winning nothing yet. Let's.
We have a dark armed here
All right, the great equalizer.
into. Okay, so you just pop the dupes probably.
Like I feel like if this is your shot, this is your turn to win the game here. If they don't have an answer in the hand.
Yeah,
Cor-
you do have to win right
You,
here.
I don't think he can get lethal though.
Oh, he's got
He
plague.
uses normal summon. He doesn't have value set up at all.
And Goya's not
Malicious
enough.
Yeah, Goya's not enough.
Malicious been used. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Unless there's like maybe BrainCon or something, but I don't think that.
I don't think that would do it either. Cause you can make an army arm plus Armageddon.
42 and 18 is what, 7,000? Yeah, I guess it gets you there. No, I did
Okay,
do
okay,
math right?
yeah. Oh my, okay. I forgot
6,000.
about that card. Forgot about that card.
Okay, maybe.
So you have to pop the dupe, and then you get huge damage over the.
Okay, well,
You make Brios too.
this is game.
Except through Gores, right?
Yeah, you not through Gores, but
You got the cards and the life points, but I don't know
he got the
about.
cards. Yeah, he got the cards. I don't know how long he's gonna have the life points though.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's gonna have the life points.
It's gonna be 26 and 14.
Am I
Well,
crazy for thinking that
that's
Battle
not
Fader is a
game
good
right
card,
there.
y'all?
What was that?
Am I crazy for thinking Battle Fader is a good card?
No, it looks a lot better right now if it's in his hand.
It'd be amazing here. Yeah, that's.
Well, the threatening roar that he had earlier could have just been Battle Fader, and like he would just be playing the game with Battle Fader.
I don't know if he would have gotten to that point with the big board without the
He would
T-board.
have. All it
What
takes is a
just
Treeborn
happened here?
Frog in the Dream. All right, well, this is
That's not game. Did they
it's
miss
4,200. So
Oh my god.
I would have at least summoned the Treeborn. I mean, summoned the plagues for the
Summoned the
zombie
plague,
attack
yeah.
mode.
What are we?
What?
Huh? What?
Math? Come
What?
on, Noodle.
That hurts. That
Come on,
hurts.
Noodle is crazy.
Come on,
Bruh.
Noodle.
They use your noodle.
You should- Oh no. I'm not good at mathematics, but cheapest.
That's painful. That's why you always play it out. Let him prove it.
Oh,
Alright, let's see. Let's not
no,
throw
we know
that.
Noodle's not listening to the stream.
Nah, Noodle's not.
Noodle's doing his own thing.
I mean, you have to attack. Like, what are you thinking about?
Well, I think Tifa put him on. I'm thinking. Didn't Tifa put up a thinking face?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he put up a thinking face.
Oh, he has
Oh, yeah.
Brooke, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
Tifa, it was Tifa who was stalling it out.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
So it
So you
doesn't.
just hit over Gore's, pop the token.
Yeah, but you
But I
still
guess-
obviously you still should have gone for it, right? Because like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you? It's frogs. You
For
cannot
sure.
win this
Well, you
long
could have
game.
Could've made
given.
Goyo.
Yeah, you could have made Goyo and stolen the Gores even.
And had done the exact same play, but actually threatened lethal.
Yeah. Because you could have gone Goyo and then attack with the dad. Yeah. right? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if Frogs can actually do the best crackback plays in the game.
I have faith in Raw Noodle.
Econ right now.
Econ
you,
be
know,
insane.
you know, I don't think we've seen Econ at all. He might have cut that.
10-foot doesn't play Econ historically.
How would he know about the gores? Did he
Oh, he said he
search it or
knows about
something?
it.
Did he know about gores?
How would he possibly know?
Okay, Caius. That could make sense if he knew about the gores. He wanted to save
Oh,
something.
like
so he
I'm
could
looking at
pop.
the graveyard and stuff, and I don't see how you could possibly know that.
Did he dust shoot turn 1?
It's not in the graveyard or in the banish pile though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I've been talking, so who knows?
And did he drop Gores in the early game, and then he like
No, he didn't do that either.
Swap Frog did bounce back to his hand?
Maybe,
Like I'm confused.
maybe he's just speaking strongly when he says no. He might just mean I had a read.
Wait, that Nazar Sahan, that's the YCS champion right there. I know that name.
It is. He knows about gores.
He's all the way from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, really?
What's up, Nazar? How's Bangladesh been treating you?
Okay, wait, there's 3 sub.
Oh, he does play it. And he didn't bounce to Caius.
He's gonna. Oh, no, he didn't. I guess not.
Yeah, he passed.
I thought
Oh,
for
he
sure was
bounced it
going
to hand. Okay, we weren't paying attention. Evidently, the
See?
boys is known.
See? I was saying, like, I
He
think
did.
that's...
Really?
I don't remember that,
Me
but
neither.
I also wasn't fully paying attention if I'm being...
I do. How on earth did we miss that?
I don't know. Because, like, at what point did he drop Gores? Like, at what
Was that?
point...
Oh, no. Turn 1 with the MST, he dropped gores.
Oh, yeah!
Oh,
This is the same game. You know, 10-foot games go an hour.
yeah, we
So,
lose
like-
interest after a few turns.
Yeah, well, you guys gotta remember, 10-foot
can't be
games.
blamed.
Yeah, we literally can't, that was an hour ago when that happened.
Yeah,
That
sorry.
was
All right,
actually-
sorry, Mr. Noodle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was literally an hour ago, guys. You can't expect us to just remember what
That's
happened. I don't remember what I had for
crazy.
lunch today.
So are we Goyo taking Caius? No, we're Brio going for.
We're going for game, yeah, because this
So
you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
the Noodle made the right play this whole time.
Yep, it was always the noodle. It
That
was
was-
never us.
That's right. Sorry,
Where are
we gotta
those
apologize.
traps? He's supposed to have traps in this deck. What happened to them?
Traps suck when people are going for game. You know what doesn't suck? Battle Fader.
Is that correct? To bounce those two?
So this is at 3,000. He'll take 600 here, and Brio will not be game. It's
Okay,
exactly-
so maybe that
Is it-
wasn't. Was that correct?
Wait, what?
This is not game. This
If
is
you
100
had-
off.
Am I crazy?
So he still can lose to just.
Oh.
I don't think
Crackback.
I don't think he had a lethal line actually. Yeah, I don't think he had a lethal line.
No, Mizuki doesn't have a zombie to bring back.
Wait, how much life did? Wait, he did. He did have a lethal line. Just run over swap with Brio and then attack for 3,000 direct, right?
Was swap in attack mode. It was in defense, right? Because he special summoned it in main phase
Yeah,
two.
but you
Yeah.
bounce two. And
Oh
then
yeah,
attack-
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. That would have been game.
Oh.
If he just bounced the other two, attacked over swap, attack for 3,000 directly. That is 100% game.
Okay.
Yep. Snack figured it out. Best player
Well,
confirmed.
dang.
It's tough. It's tough.
I mean, honestly, it's been a long day of dueling. He probably played 6 rounds today. This tournament was
Yeah.
like 30 something people.
I've played matches where like I made like Stardust instead of Red Dragon and I missed
Yep.
lethal because of it. So with like debris. Because I'm not used to making Red Dragon. That card sucks.
Those traps are looking pretty good right now. If those are real, not gonna lie.
They're not. There's no way. He just drew into 3 traps.
Yeah, no, I agree. It doesn't even like look real, right?
He just knows that he has to hope he misses with Brio with the one card.
Okay,
he
but
draws.
let's be honest though.
They're all fake. Okay.
I was about to say, what could they possibly be? But they were how okay.
I'm literally closing my eyes and attacking. Like, it's not stopping.
Miracle 1-for-1.
Did he never see a hero that game? Was that what just happened?
I
He
don't
could
think
have
he did.
bounced Brio and Foolish Zombie Master. Oh, he pitched
Does he
a
play
Foolish.
Infernal Prodigy?
Probably not.
10-foot.
Oh, I don't.
I feel like he's one of those people that plays like 4 heroes.
We know he's on Alias, and we know he's on Ocean, Stratos, Malicious Edge. So he's
Yes. So the only thing I haven't confirmed is just an Infernal Prodigy, and obviously he doesn't play Miracle or Future Fusion.
yeah.
Also, he's only played 5 rounds.
Now the nice thing is here, I think you can keep in the Junk Synchron against this matchup. I like Junk Synchron so much in Frogs.
Me too. I think Junk Synchron is insane.
It's the coolest card. I'll also
Yeah.
say that there's a lot of times where if I'm playing as frogs and they're trying to tempo me and just like, swarm the field, you can go junk into Black Rose and then you just win the game because it's like, well, you just wasted everything you had.
Yeah.
And now I'm just gonna grind you down for the rest of the game.
Okay, he does play Infernal Prodigy, they're saying.
Really? Is he on
At least
40 cards?
somebody's paying attention because I'm out to lunch right now.
No, don't worry, we got this.
I'm like chilling.
Even though we couldn't remember Gores to save our lives, but
In this sentence, we is the chat.
yes. In our defense, though, it was 40 minutes prior to the second Gores drop, so like that's all I gotta say on that one. We really were confused. Nazar's like, he knows about the Gores. We're like,
I'm
how?
like, there's no way he bounced the Gores the same game.
Three of us on
It's
here couldn't
crazy.
catch
That was
that.
the first play of the game, and we just literally like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
So this is a tournament point here.
This is the next game where he didn't open Treeborn Frog, bro.
Maybe that's sad as Treeborn,
I'm over it.
It's Treeborn. It's Treeborn.
Is there a possibility?
There it is.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Hooray! He finally did it.
But that's like the worst way to get it.
Yeah, no, I was saying the same thing. I was like, I'm still gonna shit on it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the worst way to open Treeborn.
I mean, he's just getting unlucky at this point because we know he's on 3 sub.
Yeah.
He's on 3 sub, 2 swap, and 2 Treeborn, I believe.
Yeah, that's the only time that Treeborn and Crow trades or Treeborn for a 1-for-1 in this deck. Like when you do that.
Yeah. Oh, the other reason why I think that this matchup is Hero Frog favorite snack is because of Super Poly.
Mm.
Do you side Super Poly?
I don't think he's on it.
I do, yeah. I will never play Frogs without Super Poly in my side deck ever. That will never happen.
The card is pretty busted.
How many cards do you know in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh that says your opponent cannot respond?
There's probably a bunch of that crap in Modern
Dark
right
Ruler?
now. But...
Yeah, Dark Ruler.
No, not even Dark Ruler though. Dark Ruler says they can't use specific monster effects, but they can still use spells and traps. Yeah. Super Poly is the only card in the game that literally says there is no response at all.
Yeah, it's gotta be like droplet, discard 3 different kinds of cards.
You have to do some extreme like ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. I figured by now there would be something like way dumber.
Okay, look, he's doing a sub combo. This is like the first time he's ever gotten to thin his deck.
Hooray!
Early, that is. I remember in a tournament once you played against Yomero and did the crazy like what was it? It was like you like bounced Treeborn or something and then Chainlink 2.
Oh my god, yeah. That was
disgusting. And then he had the bottomless.
And he tried to activate it. Yeah, so against Yomero in tournament, this is when I top deck Devastators. I went swap Frog effect, bounce Treeborn to my hand, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, activate Super Poly, fuse his field, discard the Treeborn that I just bounced to my hand, summon 0, and he tried to go bottomless. And I was like, no, you can't do that. I did Chainlink 1 swap Frog on purpose so that this misses tight. Like you can't possibly do anything.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah, that was I've done some gross things. The summon swap, bounce it back to my hand, and then torrential, like clear your field for free. Just dark hole. I just dark hold you.
Swap is one of the most skillful cards. Like you get to express so much of your gameplay knowledge and stuff using swap. It's a very cool card.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is a modern card
that allows you to really just flex like your knowledge of the game and understanding what the situation is.
I think that's a big thing that Ronok gravitates towards Frogs is because he's so knowledgeable about the game.
Yep,
he'll always know every single interaction about his deck, and he will exploit them to the fullest.
Yeah, I noticed that when you look at the Frog players who like top events, especially top events multiple times and all that, they're like literally some of the. This is gonna sound like a lot of self-glazing, but call it what you want. But like they're literally some of the.
Holy shit!
Like Dimitri, Ronek, like
yeah,
the people who played it, like Oscar, Steve Silverman, they're like such accomplished players, and they're the ones who are like carrying the deck. Like I just don't see many random people just like out here winning tournaments or like even getting far in tournaments with frogs is always like really good. This is a lot of damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
this is
this is a
close to like
crazy
being game,
turn.
right?
This is a lot of damage.
This is like if you have any deck that can rush down like this, it's nice to have this against
Yes.
frogs.
That's why I don't think this is the worst matchup for frogs, just because of how explosive the deck can be. Same thing with Diva Hero.
Yeah, I think this matchup is free, but my build is very different. I think that if you saw me playing this matchup, I think it would just look very different. Because like if he does this exact type of play, you're just so open to Super Poly right here. Like we both just like I trade like my Super Poly for your field, and
Yeah.
like you lose all your steam. Battle Fade is also insane
Yeah.
against this type of stuff. Like I just don't want to take any of this damage, and now I'm okay to like Miracle
Mhm.
Fusion you back, and then we just lose but everything. But I'm still at 8,000.
Okay, he might have a big turn. This is another thing is like no econ seems really big here.
I'm telling you, Econ, like my build is so like, all these traps, all these deep presses, they suck here. Like they suck.
Could you imagine chaining econ to that wing blast?
I don't think.
Oh,
I think
that
this
would
is
be-
game.
Yeah, I do too. I don't
Ain't
imagine.
doing
I mean,
anything with it.
he needs like specifically
Special
Soul
swap?
Exchange, Soul Exchange substitute right now, go into full dupe block and leave the 0 on the field until you can like do something.
Ooh, yeah, actually, because the monarch would have to hit first. Damn, that's rough. Yikes. What could he have here?
I agree, Nylon. I think if Patrick Hoban played Edison, he would 100% either be exploiting frogs or Dragon Turbo. It would be one of those
Okay,
decks.
so he's going to be specialing the swap. But do you just clear the 2 that aren't 0 here?
I mean, that might be all he can do, unfortunately.
I
He
think
used
you
a
just
lot
have,
of cards to do this. This 3-card commitment right there.
yeah, I think you just have to clear the 2 that aren't 0.
And hope that they
When you
run
can get
back.
the frog player to use a lot of their cards in one turn like this, you're in a winning position.
And he
like
has
if you
Mal-
can
he
just
has-
get them to do that.
He has Mali Plague engraved, right? Oh no, one Mali's gone. Okay,
He's at
so he just
Plague,
has the Plague.
Yeah, like this is over. It's
It is.
over. Also, for all the traps that he does play, like
That's
I
it.
don't
That's
see any of them. Yep. All right, that was a 2-0 creaming. Like
That
it
was a
wasn't really close
swift.
either.
That was a swifty.
Yeah, that was a easy clap. That was
got tempoed out.
yeah, it was quick.
Double
It
miracle fusion.
it does look like he drew. Well, he had the miracle.
You know what's fun is that these lists are
Have
going to
you
get
ever
posted.
been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you
That's what just happened to 10-foot. His 10-foot got swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed?
So that's the end of the tournament. We have to give a shout out to Raw Noodle.
Raw Noodle.
Who won with Hero Zombie.
Zombie, yep. This is why I tell a true hero, man. You can do it with any deck. You can do it. Like you can 100% do it. You just have to believe.
You gotta believe.
You
Hero
don't need
Frog.
Black Wings.
I mean, Hero Zombie is pretty explosive. I still think it's the best zombie version. We were talking about it in the zombie section the other day. I just not my style, but we will get those lists posted in the Edison War League Discord where we run these tournaments. The winning list will be posted there. Snack, you have them?
I am
Already
gonna
posted
get them real quick.
But yeah, it's always fun hanging out. We haven't been able to run many of these this year, but hopefully we get a few more.
Do we just need the top 2?
Uh,
You post top 4. Who cares? Why not?
Yeah, it's like 30.
It was 34
people.
players.
That's pretty. Yeah, top 4 definitely can get some.
Because
people probably want to see Carpaths build with the Neospatian stuff, and
I'm gonna be honest with you. Literally the only decks I'm able to. I don't look at any of the deck lists because I don't run the tournament, so I don't have any idea except the lists that get posted. So it's good to see a few extra.
Yeah, so it's nice.
Alrighty. So
Ice Queen's playing.
I'll post the winners right now if you want to talk about it.
This
You
is
can put it
a tournament match, by the way.
Wait, what are you watching?
Ice Queen and Sir Charles. They're both. One's 5-0 and Ice Queen is 4-1 who got paired up.
Oh.
And Edison Championship qualifier.
Okay, well let's watch. I'm down. We got Blackwing versus
Instant Zombie. It's Instant Zombie.
So with the zombie guys undefeated, you're saying?
Undefeated. I believe they got one bye somehow or another, but yes. Undefeated.
Stackbase said, wait, that was a zombie deck? I thought it was just Diva Hero. I mean, it played like Diva Hero both games.
Yeah, essentially, but it didn't really do anything zombie at all, I don't think.
No, it did 0 zombie things just now. I didn't see a Goblin Zombie combo. I didn't see, it was just, that was just Diva Hero.
No, yeah, I'm looking at the deck list right now. It did have the 2 Goblin Mizuki and Plague, and I think that's it.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
it's
okay. So it's like a very small package.
it's Diva. It's more so Diva Hero rather with
Yeah. With a side of zombie.
with a splash, yeah, with a
A
sprinkle.
smattering.
This is not looking good for the queen.
No, this
Oh,
game one might be
we get to
chalked.
put Carpath and Evolution stacks on there too. Nice.
Also, guys, if you're here, like the stream. You know, the tournament has concluded. You got some good entertainment from BSF.
There you go. Yes.
BSF, baby.
Yep. Beast Mode, Snack, and Fraser. If you want to hear us again, you can book us for catering or commentary.
That's it.
BSF.
Absolutely.
BSF.
Black Strike Fighter.
Yeah, you run a lot of tournaments, huh, Fraser? I have not been able to get into one of them, but yeah.
I do. I usually run tournaments on Friday nights and sometimes Thursdays. Lately, I've just been doing them randomly throughout the week because people in the Discord server will say, "Can we get a local tonight?" And I'm like, "Sure."
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to play in those you usually have buy-ins for those, right?
Yeah, they're $10 entry, but we pay out all the money as prize support. I keep none of it. All of you guys who win, the winner gets 50%, and then second and third get the other 50% divided between them, like 30, 20%. So it's like 50% for first, 30% for second, and then 20% for third. Usually something like that we do. But yeah, $10 entry, and yeah, double elimination. So you know, if you lose, I like it because tiebreakers don't matter. You know, like there's tiebreakers. I hate it when I was doing Swiss, and then you have two people who are X1, and it's like, oh well, this guy, the thing said he got second, and the other guy got third, but it's like you guys have the exact same record. So what do we do?
Yeah, that's why I like the single elimination style. They're faster
Yep.
and it's just cutthroat. It's just run it. But
yes, with 34 people, if our tournaments we're getting 34 people, I would not do double elimination at that point because
No,
that's
it'd
just
take
like
too
it's so
Right.
long. Yeah, we usually do like 8-mans, so it's it's double elimination is perfect because that's still like 4 hours.
we just did a 34-person tournament in 3.5 hours, and 10-foot was in the tournament.
Yes,
True.
we
He
made
was
it
in the
all way to
finals.
In the
yes.
finals. So could get that done in
Yeah,
3 hour time.
That's a
So-
feat in itself.
What are these people's records for the EWCQ?
Pavo for Sir Charlie Games, and
Yep.
Ice Queen is X1.
Yep, she
Gotcha.
paired up.
Pretty big.
Yeah, no,
She's
if she
on-
wins this, that's amazing.
Is she playing Upstart Blackwing? Yeah.
She is
Yep.
on Black Wings. I think a lot of people are gravitating towards some of the big 3 decks now just to at least play test them.
Man, did you see the War League stats, Fraser?
I saw them the first 2 weeks when Black Wings was the unmitigated best deck by far.
Yeah. I posted a video on my channel with all the stats, and it's just like brutal.
It's unbelievable.
It's absolutely
Oh,
brutal.
really? I need to watch that.
It's
Let's
really
spoil it
good.
for me a little bit.
Okay,
Just in
so
case
it's
people
like-
haven't heard it.
It's so it's like 23, it's like 20, I don't know, 23% Blackwing, 21% Vayu, like 16% Frogs, and like 8% Hero Beat, and everything else is like 5% or lower.
Wow.
It's I looked at like the top teams, and all the top teams are playing like mainly just the best decks, and then once you get down to like the teams that didn't do so well, they're playing like more of an even spread of like all the
Yep.
decks in the format, and it's like
Yeah.
ooh.
Yep.
But what, like I said, one of the biggest things in the because what's nice is we did 15 weeks with 32 teams, so it was actually a fairly large sample size.
That is a
especially
really large sample size. I did hear a part of that video, I think, because you were talking about how tournaments, the sample size for a tournament
Yeah.
isn't that big, but the sample size for
Yeah.
War League is huge.
Yeah, and for a tournament it's like self-selecting, because like if you win you play another round, but if you lose you don't. So it kind of does a weird stuff there, and one player can skew the stats because like one player doing well gets more games than the players who do poorly.
Right.
So anyways, the biggest takeaway I got is just that Christius Warren, it had a crazy high win rate.
Like 60% almost, right?
It was about the same as Blackwing's win rate, and in the matchup table they played like 30 matches. We got like 30 matches of Lightsworn versus Blackwing, and Lightsworn had a clear winning matchup there, like 55 or 60%. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like even with Vayu. So that was pretty interesting to me. It's just
I
that,
did. Okay, I actually did. I completely forgot, but I heard everything you just said. I definitely heard it, but I
Yeah.
was doing push-ups in my living room when I was listening to it,
yeah.
and so I kind of forgot. But I remember you saying like Lightsworn randomly is just actually a sleeper deck that people aren't realizing is really good against Blackwing specifically. Like it's actually just good
Yeah.
against that deck.
I think it's just Decree Consecrated. Any
It's
deck that
strong.
can play Decree Consecrated is like that's kind of like they need to have their side deck like Dyna or something
Yeah.
against
I
that.
can see that being a matchup that they don't want to play against for that reason. Yeah, that makes sense. That
It's
checks
not
out.
it's not blatantly obvious though.
Yeah,
Which I think is part of the reason why people haven't gravitated towards it as much.
Oh,
That's a big dust tornado.
that is a big value. That's what you need that Dust Tornado at that exact
you
moment.
need that. Yeah. Do you know what I learned from that whole War League video? Is that zombies sucked ass and they had a 34% win rate.
Yeah, that's one thing where like I'm not sure how much of it is like how much it's reflective of an actual tournament because like Fitz was saying, if you know the team you're going up against has like one or two zombie players, then you can actually prepare your side for it. It's like, oh,
Right.
Yeah, but
they
I'm not
don't.
even sure it was sideboards. Like they were 3-15 versus Blackwings, or three and
Oh
Yeah.
my
like
god.
could not beat
Yo,
them.
I was telling people that zombies gets destroyed by Blackwings for years now. I've been doing this for 2 years. I've been telling people since I was like, I do not think this is a good matchup, and people were trying to convince me that it wasn't that bad. Namely, Silches, and I was like, I know you're my teammate. I'm telling you, this matchup is abysmal for you. Like you cannot beat a good Blackwing player unless you have to
No,
draw
yeah,
so perfect.
I think a big problem is if you're a good player, you can beat a lot of matchups and you don't realize which ones are really bad for you until you play people who are actually your caliber.
And my
So
self-awareness, I make sure that I know even when I win, oh god, that matchup was awful.
yeah, you go back and like, oh, they played it wrong. If you watch the replay, you're like, oh, if they played this like not like an idiot, I'm cooked.
I think
It-
if you're good enough, you can just feel it though. You can
Yeah.
also just like feel the pressure of your opponent doing
Mhm.
very little to get a really big response out of you.
yeah. You're right. And I'll tell you with the Blackwing matchup, like the whole time you're seeing Ghost. Like you don't know what's in the back row. You don't know if you're
Yep.
playing into an Icarus. You don't know if it's a oppression. So like it's hard. It's hard to play that matchup because now I've come to the point where it's like if you have it, you have it because you can't play around everything. And
You
then they have
absolutely
legacy
can.
on top of that now, so it's like I said, it's like seeing ghosts the whole time. You don't know what's
Yeah.
going on.
So yeah, Zombie went 3-15 versus Blackwing, but 9-10, 9-10 versus Vayu, so pretty even there. Which
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually good.
Yeah.
in my experience as a Vayu player, I think zombies can be pretty tough, but I do think the return helped out Vayu a lot.
I think that Blackwings having Shura in every card in zombies being Shura food, as I call it,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
just like really bad.
It's tough.
It's, but yeah, so Lightsworn was 17-12 against Blackwing.
Wow. That's actually unreal.
Yeah, it's like the only deck that Machina was 5-5. We didn't get a huge sample of Machina there, but
Tifa says people were telling me Fraser thinks traps and frogs are bad. Ask him about his thoughts on Light Imprisoning Mirror. Is
Yeah.
that what LIM stands for?
Yeah, that card should
yeah,
not be in frogs. I can tell you that, and I don't play it.
he's testing that out
What
All right,
matchup
let's
is
hear
he
you
worried
first.
about?
for Christius Torn, I think.
Um, I mean, it's a hard no for me, but like, I just want to know how did we arrive where we need Light
We're-
Imprisoning? Like, I understand that we have some bad matchups, but you know what I do? I just say I'm not going to play against this matchup, or if I play against them, I'm going to win a die roll. Step one.
Yep.
Step two, they're going to brick because they're playing Lightsworn. That there's always a chance for them to just brick on them. You could just as easy as you could mill the wolves, you could draw the wolves. So like that's just how I think you can't account for everything. You just have to give up on that in Edison format. There are too many playable decks. You can't actually side deck for everything. So some
Yeah.
matchups you just have to say, bro,
I
if I
lose.
play against this, I might just lose on the strength that like, yeah, like for example, I don't currently have a Dragon Turbo side. I'm not siding Mind
Yeah.
Crush. I'm not siding anything. Like, of course, I have Vanity's Fiend stuff like that, but that's not really for Dragon Turbo. It's for other decks. If I happen to play against them, it's kind of like, yeah, this is a matchup that I don't want to play against, and hopefully they brick because that's what the deck does sometimes.
Yep.
30% of the time, I'll just get an auto win. I'm hoping that when they play against me, I happen to be the guy that they brick against or something. Like I don't, but I'm not going to side. Like I went in several tournaments thinking like, man, I should probably side deck like for Dragon Turbo, but I don't play against that deck in tournament. Like I literally have
Yeah.
gone like 3 tournaments now in person. I didn't play
Uh-oh.
against it at Nats, didn't play against it at Richmond, didn't play against it at Indy. So it's like it's Christian Warren too. It's just like I know these
Ooh,
are
this
decks.
Is this game? Might be
This
game.
would be game if she doesn't have anything. Does she have anything?
I'm not sure what we're thinking about. You either have it or you don't, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's got something.
Hold.
She scoops here.
Yeah, probably just a D prison, right?
Yeah.
Just like a D prison is enough to live.
So that's.
I don't know why you started thinking on the Goblin Zombie though. Like I think that this is making it a little weird.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I think sometimes you just think just to just to add confusion to your opponent.
I think that this has to be something bigger than D prison because like, well, okay, she has enough life points to take 46 right now. So maybe it is D prison, and she's thinking I could D prison a Goblin Zombie and still take 46.
Oh, it's
and
because of dad. She might have dad in hand. Doesn't want to mill a dark.
Right. That's actually huge. I mean, at that point though, I think that you don't think on that either. I think you just D prison a Goblin Zombie immediately.
Yeah, because like.
Yeah, it's just like that's.
But the problem is
you
it's
take
plague in
the most
graveyard.
damage that way. Can she? Is it?
Yeah, I think you do prison.
If she has dad, she's that'd be
Also-
crazy if it's dad. If it's dad,
It would
I
also be
could-
crazy if she's planning to draw that because I think that's valid too. Like,
Yeah,
you're like,
for
I just
sure.
want to. Oh wait, this is hers.
Yeah.
This is her guy. Okay, never mind. She's in a good spot.
Well, being
Yeah,
at
it was
300.
just the 700 life. It turns off BrainCon, I guess. So she's thinking, do I want dad live or do I want BrainCon?
All right.
live?
So if Sir Charlie Games is
is-
the best player in Edison, he's gonna top that Caius.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He can't play Caius now anyway. He needs to have another card to
He
stack.
doesn't have Mizuki. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's no Mizuki, and yeah, nope.
and
you're
she can
absolutely right.
she can go into Android here and get some life back too, if she wants.
Yeah, I
There's a-
feel like this is. I think that would just go to the next game unless there's something that can be drawn. Let me check Graves. So okay, Dark Arm is live for Sir Charlie.
That
Okay,
is a possibility.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you have to. Yeah, we'll be live after this
Yeah,
time.
but you
Oh,
can't leave
you can
zombie outside.
actually. Oh, you can't even synchro with the Silver Wind either, because innate. If that was an armor master, you could have made a Stardust and then like put back row behind it. Wait, okay, don't want to get the Shura Search.
I mean, 10-foot. I could see Light Mirror weirdly working if you establish a field and then you have it, because like this is the same way deck side oppression.
Okay. it's gonna be
Bottomless.
game.
That's game. That's GG. That is actually GG.
Is it?
Isn't that like you just go Shura
With Collude.
collude?
Yeah, it's game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, also, why wouldn't they just scoop? Like,
You
I feel
can
like,
you can even normal collude here, right? No, I guess there's no point because
38 plus.
you're
8
getting a
is what?
blizzard.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
game.
why would they scoop though? I'm confused on this. I don't like when people do this.
So you're talking about Blackwings being the gatekeeper. Listen to some of these stats.
Oh
For
god,
more
here we
league,
go.
okay?
Here we go.
Blackwing
Oh,
went
God.
15-3 against Zombie.
Yep.
It went 10-1 against Glad Beast.
Oh my god.
10-4 against Amaryllis.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds right.
6-1 against Trap Dragon, not Dragon Turbo.
Okay.
It went 9-5 against Dragon Turbo.
Okay. Yep. That sounds right. It's the worst
Fi-
matchup for that deck too.
5-1 against Quick Draw Plant.
Well, that-
Okay. I don't
yeah.
know how it lost that one, but okay, I'll take it.
And then 7-2 against random bullshit.
What did it do against frogs?
33-22.
Wow.
But I don't know.
33
I-
and 22?
So that's
Yeah.
55 games, right?
Yes.
33 divided by 55.
40%.
So 60%. So
Yeah,
it's literally
60%.
60-40 on the dot.
That's
And that's exactly what I feel like that.
that's
and
pretty
then-
good.
But it's losing matchups where actually
Nice one.
it actually went even with Eurobeat. 25, a little bit better than even. 25 and 22. That's kind of crazy. That's supposed to be the good matchup for
Yeah, that's supposed to be
Eurobeat.
Eurobeat's best matchup.
And then where did it do? Yeah, Lightsworn did well against it. Diva Hero actually did well against it. Only
Diva Hero always has, because Miracle Fusion like
Yeah.
is really good against Blackwing.
Yeah, because you can do turn 1 Stardust and it's hard to play unless you have Collude.
Yeah.
this is funny. Vayu versus Blackwing, 43 and 43
Really?
Not surprised.
on the dot.
Not surprised.
So that matchup's legit a coin flip, huh?
80,
it literally-
86 matches, and it was exactly even.
Damn. That is
That's good data.
okay. 86 is a huge sample size too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 86 matches. and it
86
was-
of some of the best players in the format too.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Ludo's factored in there, and
Oh yeah.
Bill.
like Obito and like all
Phil.
the all the Blackwing guys.
hmm
Yeah, Chill Phil and all the Blackwing dudes, and all the Value dudes too.
hmm
Yeah, that's very 43-43 is insane. The frog matchup sounds pretty accurate because I know that not all the frog players in the War League are actually real frog players too.
For sure.
There's a couple of them that are like they play the deck, but they don't really play the deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like that matchup. I feel like the Blackwing Hero Frog matchup at best is 55-45 Blackwing. At best, like if I'm playing my absolute best,
Hmm.
and the Blackwing player is also good. I feel like at best I can hope 55-45.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So it's like,
you could throw that out the window if they draw Whirlwind.
and we did see, yeah, 5-5 against Machina. So that is one of the few decks where it's like, okay, we have a shot.
I told you, and I'm telling you, I think that as Machina is a young deck too. Like I don't think everyone's figured it out
Uh-huh.
completely yet. It's not like how Value is. Value just got the return like in the last year, and they've been
Yeah.
playing it ever since. I think that Machina is still in a. People are like, for example, the Europe. Did you see that European tournament that was 148 players in real life?
No, I didn't.
It was won by Machina, and the guy was playing Spies and
I saw
Descendant.
that. Yeah, I did see that actually.
And Machina got second in that tournament as well. This is 148 people. This is the same size as YCS Indy last year in Ultimate Times that Oscar won. 148 people. And Machina got first and second. And the other 6 decks in top cut were Frogs, Blackwing, and Value Turbo. There were no fake decks in top 8. So it's not like this was a Mickey Mouse tournament.
Yeah.
It was all real decks, but Machina got first and second with 2 different builds. The second place build played 3 Machina Peacekeepers,
Jesus.
and the first place
Interesting.
build played 2 Spies and a Descendant. So what I'm saying is, I think that Machina Control as a deck is a deck that is still in the works of becoming perfected. And then we had at Indy, Steven playing his build with no Solemn and triple Yatagarasu. And it's just like so many things that you could do with the
Yeah.
deck still, because it's like such a good engine when you think about it, like 3
For
Stratos,
sure.
and then
Okay.
Force and Pot of Avarice and stuff. So
Oh man, heavy. How
Big
many legacy
heavy.
are here?
that is a big heavy.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Legacy. There we
Yeah,
go.
legacy, baby. And
Oh.
Icarus. Interesting. Okay.
Might have lost me a little bit with the Icarus, but we'll see. You had me in the first
don't know
half.
about that Icarus. That's a
Yeah.
little
Was
bit.
that a
little bit-
legit? That was a legit armor master. Yeah, I don't think we do
Why
that
did
there,
we
right?
Icarus there?
Maybe they were afraid of Kais, but I'm just gonna put you on have it.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah.
Well,
So we didn't
she might have
we didn't
Darkon.
we didn't get a lot of data on Machina, but it went 5-5 against Blackwing, 6-6 against Vayu Turbo, and
Interesting.
4-3 against Frog.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's even against so it's even against 2 of the best big 3, and then it beat like Frogs. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the Frogs
Very
kinda
small
bullies that
sample
deck almost.
size.
Yeah, small sample sizes too, but that is interesting though. Coin flips on the big 3 basically.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it could be. I think it could be a lot like Zombie versus Frog, where I think if they like just have the hand with the Fortress and slam 2 of those down, and you don't have a fader or something, like they can just steal a game.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Those are I love the stats work.
Fortress can be really annoying.
Yeah. And
Yes.
if you can just like you can OTK out of nowhere with that deck. It doesn't take a whole lot.
Right.
Also, it's one of those decks that False9 is extremely good in, because False9 is the
Yeah.
best when you can establish a big monster with the False9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Value Turbo is best with it because it can go Arm Wing, then summon False9, and then
Yeah.
Machina can go Fortress, then False9. Any deck that can do that puts you on a 2-turn clock when you're playing against Frogs. It's like really bad for a
Absolutely.
Frog deck.
No, I love Fossil Dyna. I mean, I when I play Machina, I main Fossil Dyna in there just because
Yep.
it also protects you from Sidra. So you just summon Fortress, put Fossil Dyna next to it, and say, okay, have fun.
So that Ginger said another interesting note is that of the big 3, only Frog had a worse average win rate than average Frog player win rate. What does he mean?
Okay, so what I did was this is a really, I don't know how to describe it, but every time somebody played a deck, I recorded their win rate, and I counted that as like a piece of
Oh,
data. Their win rate, regardless of whatever decks they played, so including all of their decks, right? So like if you
Right.
played Blackwing, Quick Draw, right? Your total win rate gets added to the Quick Draw one time, right?
right.
And I averaged all those together to try and get a proxy for what is the skill level of people who are actually playing this deck, because I didn't want the stats to get dragged down by a bunch of bad people who are playing this deck. So
Yes.
So what I did was I took the deck's win rate and I subtracted the win rate of the players who played that deck, and where Blackwing had like a slight boost, where like the actual win rate of Blackwing was slightly higher than the people who played it. Frogs are actually lower.
And that's I'm notorious for saying that I think that most Frog players suck. No offense to the Frog players.
This
but,
was
like, I do.
the players' win rates was higher than the deck's win rate, I think.
Interesting.
yeah.
But I think that people who are playing, like trying out Frogs, I think that people are
Yeah.
bad with that deck. No matter how good the player is, usually, like I see a lot of people who I think are decent at the game or better, And when they play
Yeah.
frogs, I'm like, oof. Like,
Some
is this your first time?
for sure.
Like, you know,
Well,
with the noose around the neck,
I
first
was
time?
yeah. I was talking about this. I think that like Edison kind of has like a few like skill trees,
Uh-huh.
and if you're good with like a deck like Vayu, you can pick up Quick Draw or Machina and you're just fine.
Yes.
But if you try and if you're a good Vayu player and you pick up frogs, it's not easy. It's like
Yeah.
completely different. It's a different skill tree that you have to build out if you want to get good at it. And like a deck like Hero Beaten Blackwing kind of have a similar skill tree, I would say, where like if you learn when to disrespect back row and to apply pressure and all that kind of stuff.
That's a good point.
When are you setting all your cards and stuff? Where if you play Vayu, you might be like, I don't know what to do with this Blackwing hand. Even if like some hands obviously play themselves, but you know.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the skill tree idea that we're all like I say, Ludo's the best Blackwing player in the world, and like you have the frog players who are really good, like Rodnak, he's the best frog player, and you have like everyone. There's like specialists in every category, right? You got beast mode
Yeah.
and zombies, and like you got true hero and diva hero, and there's all these specialists, but like sometimes I'll just use them as an example, even though this is not a true example, but I'm gonna use it as an example. If I watched a true hero play frogs, I'm sure that I'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like because his brain is geared towards playing diva hero, which takes it's an OTK mindset when he plays that deck. Like, and I don't play as a frog player, I do not play an OTK mindset. So actually I'll use myself. When I did a video with a true hero using his deck, I was like, oh, you just topped, let's do a video on my channel. And when I was piloting his exact list, and I had a play in mind, and he was like, oh no, I would not do that, I would do this. And he had these aggressive plays, and I was like, oh god, we're doing that? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, wow, wait, what if it's this? And he's like, it's not.
It just
and I'm
won't
just
be.
like, what? I'm just like, wait, but what if it is though? Don't we just so like the mindset of me, a frog player, is so conservative. It's like, wait, hold options all the time. And he's like, nah, you just killed him right now. And we won. But I was like, what if it was the torrential though? He's like, ah, it's one card.
Then you take those, yeah. That's you know Rob, who he got top 4 at RBET Orlando, and I think they also got they got top 8 at the Ultimate Time Wizard. Him and Tim Steven, no, him and then some goat player, and I don't remember his name, sorry.
Gotcha.
and Matt Williamson, who's Matt something.
He's playing
anyway,
the trap dragons, right?
Yeah,
or like
the way he plays that deck it reminds me of kind of in a true hero mindset where it's just like, you better have it. There are certain players where they're I feel like their deck builds look so weird, and then you watch them play it and you're like, oh, okay, you just disrespect everything, and it works.
I can't play like that because like to me that's not like, I just don't think that's right. Like I'm like, maybe I'm too conservative, but I'm like, if they have gores here, like this is bad. But
me and you play the same way, Beast Boy. That's why I like you so much, because when I watch you play,
I wait for everything
yeah, like me and you are just the same person. That's why it's so funny.
I can't do it. I'm like, that could be torrential. Like I'm gonna play slow because like I feel like you'll win more games if you just like play slow.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Rob was like 11-0 in War League for the first 11 weeks.
No, it works. I'm not saying like people are very good at reading back row, and you know what I mean. I'm not trying to hate on anything like that. It's just like I don't know. I just
I think you can build a deck to your strengths as a player, you know, and you can be like, well, if I play a deck that makes the game last longer, I'm gonna be able to make better decisions time after time and get reads and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like
you know what it is.
Of course, if I'm playing frogs or Dragon Turbo, like I'm gonna slam, like just slam, like let it rip, right?
Yeah.
We're risk averse, me and you.
Yeah.
We're very risk averse. Like I'm an accountant in real life. You're a nurse practitioner, so like I feel like both of us are we're just conservative.
Conservative, man. I just wait.
Yeah, we like our steady careers, and we get the same paycheck every 2 weeks or whatever.
That's it.
We're just like, I want my life to be like. People are like, do you gamble? I'm like, no, I don't.
Like, I don't like that.
Yu-Gi-Oh is the most gambling I do in my life, and I don't really consider it gambling. But like my friends who love the casino, when we go to Vegas, they're like, oh, I'm hitting the slots. I'm like, I won't play blackjack. I won't play poker. Like I don't want to gamble at all. Like I want my things to be sure.
I've learned, I don't know, just years of playing old school Yu-Gi-Oh! I felt like it was very much like +1, -1, and
yep, that's where I come from. I come from that school.
Yeah, and it's just, and nowadays, like I see some of these people play, and I'm just like, there's no way you have a read on that back row. You just don't. There's 10 traps
like
in the
giving
deck.
Information.
And you're slamming. Like there's no way you have a read on that. I don't care who you are. There's no way.
Yeah,
and it works.
I tend to agree.
I don't know.
I wish I could cut my risk aversion off completely and just play. I mean, I will have to change decks though. I don't think Frogs benefits from that.
Yeah. There's an interesting balance that you have to strike, you know, Where it's
Yeah.
like sometimes you can obviously be too risk averse, and it's like it's
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
so it's very I don't know it's that's definitely something that I had to fix is that I was definitely playing too conservative for a long time.
I've lost games because of it.
Sometimes you have to just send it into back row and be like, well,
Yeah.
do I really want to give myself extra turns to draw nothing that helps, or do I want to send it into
Well,
back row
you have to
and hope?
identify the game situation too. Like
Yeah.
if you're down big and you have a shot at OTKing, like you take that
Yeah.
opportunity to win the game, right? But you
Yeah.
also,
Right.
if you're up big and there's an opportunity where you could lose or you know, could lose the game, then I think you also need to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's the who's the beatdown? All over
Yeah.
again.
Basically. So okay, we got some zombie stuff going on now.
Pro.
Oh, that's a
Because that was the third dark, I guess.
oh
That was the third dark because they
yeah.
did that crow just without anything happening.
Sir
Interesting.
Charlie's in a good position here though.
You can't special this, which is funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if I know that.
Today when I played Amaryllis on ladder, the guy summoned Goyo and attacked with Amaryllis and he brought it back and I was like, you can't do that.
No,
That
that
does
does
not
not do
work.
that.
Oh
So they were intending to make like a level 8 with that and you just can't do that.
oh.
That is something that I think people might forget about Blizzard if you don't play
I think it's
Blackwing.
funny because this person's undefeated, you said, right?
They
Yeah.
are 5-0, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I've seen people try and like special Blizzard with Shura. That's like the day one mistake.
I've watched
Yes,
a few
I've seen that.
replays and they beat frogs a few times that I
you,
saw.
you went through Sir Charlie's replays, you're saying?
Yeah, because like I'm very familiar with them from
Ooh,
the zombie
mirror.
channel, and I was like, oh, let me see what they're playing. I know they play zombies every time, and I saw that they
Yeah.
had beat a few frog players.
Oh, I gotta watch those. I love watching. One of my favorite things to do. This is my play testing is solo mode and replays. That's why I made that video how to get better at Edison
Yeah.
format, and I gave like my 10-step
Oh yeah,
guide.
yeah.
I gave exactly what I do, and I literally just watch replays and go in solo mode. I do not play test against it. You can ask your True Hero or Stango or any of them. I don't play test against any of those guys.
What is
let's
this?
game.
Is this
Sir
is this
Charlie
game-
6-0, 2
Damn.
matches away.
There we go. Guaranteed top. You guarantee
Collude.
top 16.
Colute and Dark Arm?
Oh, they didn't
That
have
Dark Arm
Arm.
is not gonna come back. That was a dead.
He can coast the next 2 rounds. He could show up late. He could throw the next 2 rounds if he wants. He's guaranteed top 16. That's pretty good.
My first
Mhm.
experience.
Actually, he may not be because I think he got a bye.
Oh, I don't know how. Yeah, buys and Konami events are considered perfect tiebreakers, but I don't know how they work for
I
challenge.
don't know. So that I don't. I believe
A
when I looked at
buy
the film, they had a
gives
bye.
you challenges. Oh no, because Jazz has his own like
He
algorithm.
does like outside. Yeah.
Because like
Same thing that we do for deck dev, where because challenge is just so terrible.
hypothetically, if they won the next 2 rounds and they were 6-2, but they really only won 5, right? So kind of, I don't know.
My first experience in one of these multi-days was actually for a goat tournament where I was actually traveling. I had to have like surgery and stuff. And I was like scheduling my matches like before and after. It was crazy. I was just sacking all the best players in goat format of that tournament, just like playing terrible, beating James, beating Alvarado.
Oh my
It's
goodness, you
pretty
just had a
funny.
run. That happens.
I it was just ridiculous. Where like I against James, I just like snatched his BLS and then just like sat on it for like 3 or 4 turns without him ever drawing anything like MST break or any of that.
That's crazy.
I was
Zombie
just like,
play.
I guess this is working.
Yep.
and then I messed it.
Sometimes.
That was a pretty lucky run for me, but I lost in it cut to top 16 and I lost round 1 of top 16. Felt bad. I finally drew the 2 spy in my hand and everything.
Is there anyone here in the chat? Let's just read a few more of these things because it's almost 11 o'clock and I'm gonna have dad duties.
Yeah, C-Spare makes a good point that like in the era of Legacy of Yada, the Better Have It might be the play.
Yeah, if field has stop, I hope you. What do you mean, like? If you see back row, you just swing because you don't.
Yeah, just who cares if you ever read? You're just.
Well, that's gonna happen
swinging.
at some point. Yeah, that's gonna. If there's too many of them, you just like those aren't real back row now, right? You just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like against Dragon Turbo? They'll set a bunch of cards and just like those are reckless greed or bullshit.
Yeah, you don't
the
care.
mindset will just transfer over.
But that deck cannot literally play any other traps because then it just hurts consistency even more. Like literally, you know, there's never gonna be anything real in that deck.
Yep.
Very true.
So, anyway, I think we had a good night.
We did.
We did.
It was awesome.
I appreciate you
Thank you
both
for having
coming
me.
on, and of course, Snack for running the tournament per always.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use
Yeah,
the
shout
bot.
out to Snack.
But obviously check out I'm Nerd podcast and Crow's Nest channels and anything else, guys?
I think that's all for me. Yep.
Good for me.
Shout out
Thanks
to
for
everybody
having
who
me on.
watched. Like the stream before you go. It still helps with the algorithm for the
Yes,
next
it
one.
does. That's right.
Subscribe to Beast Mode for more of these tournaments at
Thanks.
random periodic times.
The
Yeah,
random
and,
time where I'm like, hey, I'm available tonight. Who wants to play? But yeah.